So you're willing to go on record right now, King Croc, and say there's no alcohol in that drink thing you have. Hold it up to the camera.
There is absolutely no alcohol.
Talking to the microphone. This is your first episode?
There's absolutely no alcohol in either of these cups right here.
I don't mean to sound racist, but is there some scissorup or whatever? Some scissorup? You know what?
Slurp?
Yeah, syrup.
No.
Are you sure?
I'm 100% being honest.
That stuff seems pretty cool.
All the cool kids are doing it.
Yeah. Lil Wayne loves it. Remember when he dropped it during that interview?
I had my
Classic
phase.
video.
Remember when I was all big on syrup?
Danny Mullen used to get fucked up on Robitussin, I believe, right? Was your choice?
Yeah, my channel, I was doing some really experimental videos for a period in September 2019. Tussin, baby. That's who you got to thank. Hold that up. There isn't soda from McDonald's in it. You already said that.
Yeah, there's ice and some Celsius energy drink.
So he's holding a McDonald's cup with a straw that it looks like he's chewed on. And then underneath the McDonald's cup is one of the little cups you'd see at an office water cooler that's like attached to the big cup. It's very ghetto. It's just the fact that it's refilled, that you've refilled that with a substance for which it was not intended, lets me know there's definitely booze. Because you would never go to 7-Eleven, get a Celsius, and not a flask of tequila to add into the mix, too.
I'm willing to bet my entire net worth. There is no alcohol in this cup, bro.
Wait, so what happens if you bet negative $10,000? Do I incur the debt?
I believe that's how it works.
I might have a couple 20s in my bank account.
What is how is the debt going? Are you still about 10 grand?
Around there, yeah.
Well, do I have to taste it?
Yeah, go ahead and taste it, man.
All right, give it to me.
Give it to Papa Leo. Give it to Leo. When you
Give it
get
to me,
down
man.
to the nitty-gritty, the needy and the greedy, it's alcohol.
Let's see, dude.
What do you smell, Leo?
It's strong smelling. I don't know if that's energy drink or.
Let me see. Let me smell it first, too.
You smell it, dude.
Why is there the bottom cup?
Because the cup's leaking a little bit at the bottom.
You've
So
had this
refill
cup. You've been using it for so long.
it. Yeah.
King
2
Croc,
days.
this is bum behavior.
It
Dude,
is.
it's frugality.
Why'd you
man.
throw
I
my
learned it from
McDonald's
you,
cup?
dude.
That'd be like something a bum would be pissed about. Like, you threw my McDonald's cup away, dog.
It doesn't smell on first sniff alcoholic, but Leo's going to taste it, and I'm willing to bet it's going to... Verdict?
I don't think there's any alcohol in it.
Oh, King Croc. I'm happy for you. I love it, actually.
Here you go.
Now this cup, there's alcohol in this cup.
God damn it!
There's some Japanese whiskey in this
Give
cup.
me that. Give me
Well,
that.
it's a
I don't
different
believe
cup.
you. He's doing a bit, right?
Not been.
You are such an asshole, King
See
Croc.
that?
This is pure
Japanese whiskey, huh?
whiskey. That is whiskey that's afraid of Godzilla.
Oh, God, yeah.
Dude, King Croc, why would you spend all that time defending yourself knowing you're holding alcohol?
I never lied, did I? Tell me when I told the lie.
King Croc, where'd you get Japanese whiskey?
Brooks actually gave it to me for my birthday.
Happy birthday, by the way, on Saturday, huh?
Hey, buddy, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. We were in the depths of a video, but thank you so much for being you, man. Happy birthday.
Thanks, bro.
King Croc, I would have made a bigger... I don't think anybody else knew it was your birthday except for me because I've seen your ID once.
Oh, yeah.
Damn, dude, happy birthday. I gotta get you a little something. I feel bad. Yeah, we did have a crazy weekend.
What are you going to get him, Danny?
Well, I'm going to give him the right to drink on this podcast without further molestation. How about that?
There we go. That's good.
I'm not going to mess with him anymore.
For sure.
I'm not going to inquire about your debt anymore. King Croc, you're a made man for the rest of this podcast.
Hell yeah.
The guy who isn't made is the penguin lookalike taxi cab broker at LAX.
There's a guy, we don't know what his ethnicity is. Danny thinks he's Mexican. I think he's more like a Filipino. You know, he's like a fat Filipino man. But yeah, he's, I would say he's been, you think he's traumatized at this point by what you and Nico have been doing to him?
I think he spends a lot of each day thinking about us.
It started way back when Nico first did it.
Yeah. So I told this story on the Sledge Lords podcast with Adam 22, so it's going to be a little bit of a repeat, but it's just too good. Yeah. And as I told Leo earlier, it was one of the happiest times I've ever seen Leo. But so Nico, maybe even back during like the Texas video, the beginning of this year, when we got kicked off the warship, somewhere around then, we sent Nico in, our little remote-controlled prank master,
He's the best.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
You see sometimes him doing bits on camera, but a lot of the times it's just us screwing around after a shoot is done. Nico goes up to this guy, this dude who's just brokering taxi cabs, looking like a penguin, standing about 5'3" tall out there. Nico goes, "Hey man, I'm trying to get a cab to Fremunda. Do any of them go to Fremunda?" And the guy goes, "Shit, Fremunda? Where's that?" And Nico goes, "Fremunda these nuts."
Got him, dude.
And the guy goes, "Oh, you piece of shit. I'll fuck you up, man. Stay out of here. I'll kick your ass for that shit, dude. Don't be talking to me like that."
Yeah, that's the first one.
So his anger right there was about a 4. He was clearly pissed off. And as Leo has pointed out in a recent video, he's got that homophobic Latin thing going on.
Okay.
They really don't like anything that can be construed as a joke of gayness at their expense.
Yes.
You've got that going on a little bit too, King Croc.
Sorta, you know. But I've been hanging around you guys so long. It's
Yeah.
just gay jokes. 24/7.
Yeah, it's one of the
I'm
things.
used to it.
True,
you know?
yeah.
It's one of the things that I imagine really vexes like feminist studies professors at colleges, how like they want desperately to help protect these people of color, but the people of color are just violent homophobes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's inconvenient. Right?
It's very inconvenient for like, a lot of cognitive dissonance, but this guy is about as homophobic as they come, the penguin taxi cab broker. So Nico, on another occasion, maybe 4 months later, Nico hits this guy with a, he already did Bofa or Fremunda. One of those was first, one of those was second. But Nico hits the guy again. Fremunda these nuts. And the guy's like, "Oh, you again. I'm going to find you. I'm going to burn down your house, motherfucker.
Yeah,
you
he's
piece
so
of
pissed.
shit." But he never got violent, and he never resorted to outright slurs or extreme profanity. Until last night.
Until last night, yeah.
How we doing there, Austin? We got this thing? So, last night, we already were remote controlling Nico in on a bunch of bits. I mean, it's football season upon us, huh? It was beautiful, wasn't it, Leo? Didn't we have a good time?
It was a fucking wonderful. We saw all the games, had a lot of drinks. Nico got very hammered, and we had him do a bit. We had him do a very good bit. It might be on the Patreon.
But before that, I mean, Leo was this close, molecules away from getting blown by the general manager of the sports bar while she was on the job.
She really wanted to blow me, man.
It was pretty impressive.
Nice, man.
It was pretty impressive. I don't know what basically, it's just our energy. Our energy ran that place. We walk in there and we started out. The hostess is deciding where she's going to seat us. It's early. We get there an hour early. I want to make sure we have a fine table with optimal view of all the TVs. Nico is being a high-strung bastard.
Always.
He's being a high-strung little bastard. I'm just like, well, maybe that one, and the Steelers-Bengals game's going to be good, so if we can have that as like our secondary TV, he's like, "Danny, just sit somewhere, dude. Come on, it's taking too long." I go, "Nico, the place is empty, okay? That's the benefit of coming an hour early." He's like, "Danny, you're wasting your time. Let's go." I, without even thinking about it, just turned to the lady, and I'm like, he's got a little wee-wee. I'm sorry. He gets like this sometimes.
We outed him for having a little penis.
That's hilarious.
Great.
Just hit it with, and the girl is real uncomfortable. I think she's one of the California libs that moved to Texas and can't handle that kind of talk. But so at first there are hostile vibes from the hostess, but pretty soon, I mean, the bussers love us, the servers love us. The general manager chick comes over to Leo, and Leo is just enough sauced up to start putting it on her.
She's a Latina, you know what I mean? I feel like a 40-year-old Latina in Texas, that spells horny. If you don't know this, you got to go for the MILFs at some point in your life. Dino, King Croc, and she was horny, let me tell you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So horny. I mean, here are a couple things she did. One, Leo starts slandering Nico again. That ended up being the name of the game. Leo starts talking about how Nico's definitely going to cheat on his girlfriend that day. And Leo pulls up pictures of Nico's quote-unquote girlfriend. It's not his girlfriend. It's actually it's a transgendered woman.
Yes. Yes.
And Leo shows photos of this transgendered woman to the manager of the restaurant. And the manager of the restaurant goes like, "Oh, she's hot. I'd have a fucking threesome with her."
Like, oh, well, look at that. But yeah, no, she was basically, if I would have changed my flight, I would have probably face fucked her in my car.
Wait,
car.
you said that wrong.
If I would have changed my
You would have
flight,
done what to her?
I would have face fucked her. Faithful.
You would have faithful.
I would have faithful.
You would have faithful. Leo, when they were gone, because Nico, when he gets drunk, he has like nicotine craving attacks. Nico is a fiend. I'll say it now. I'm going to say this until my dying day. Nico is a fiend. Okay?
Yeah.
If it weren't for alcohol and nicotine, he would find some other outlet. I think it'd be gambling and women.
Yeah, like, seriously. If he was single, he'd be like a hooker addicted cigar guy type.
He'd be
you
out of
know?
control.
Yeah,
He
half
would
his
be
paycheck to hookers.
out of control.
Yeah.
But Nico is fiending for nicotine, and Leo has to walk him. He has to walk him like an 85-year-old mother has to walk her 52-year-old retarded son to the park to go get a vape. And then while I'm there, the manager comes over and says, "Oh, did my boyfriend leave?" And I'm like, "Nope, he's actually coming back with a nicotine high. So you can look forward to him being even more chatty and more flirty." And she goes, "Yeah, I think if he postpones his flight and stays a little bit longer, he and I can hang out." And I just go, "Oh, man, Leo still got it.
I got it, baby.
Leo still got it." But then, I mean, there comes a time when Nico's drunk enough that we're just like, "Hey, we're feeling good. You know, we got the Raiders on this TV. We got the Vikings game over here. The crazy matchups all weekend. Next weekend's going to suck in comparison. While we're feeling good, while we got these good games, let's make Nico go do some good. If not for the world, then for me and Leo's happiness."
Yes, exactly.
What was the bit, Lee, man?
So we decided, you guys know Kyler Murray. He's a quarterback in the NFL. He's a black man.
Do you know him, King
No,
Croc?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Of course I don't know him, Danny. Come on.
You'd probably like him. He plays a lot of video games.
Awesome.
Oh,
Pull
nice.
up Kyler Murray.
He's
just
like,
so we get a visual.
He's not a nerd though. He's kind of a jock, standoffish asshole.
Yeah, there we go.
he's not a cool gamer guy.
Okay.
This is Kyler Murray. There were some real Texas men up at the bar. And,
Real Texas boys.
Real Texas boys.
Oh, he was there, you're saying?
No, he wasn't there. He was playing
Yeah,
on the
he was.
TV.
He was at a shitty dive bar in the outskirts of Austin. Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, a franchise quarterback for the Arizona Cardinals won a
Worth 30
game
million.
15 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Actually, I think he had a game as we did this bit.
Yeah.
he was there, dude.
So we have Nico go up to a couple of Texas boys and share a little story. But first we had him take a double shot of wild turkey.
Yeah, he had to order a double shot of wild turkey in front of the guys before doing their bit, it doesn't really get much more degenerate than a double shot of wild turkey.
That's just fucked up.
I mean, a wild turkey is 101 proof, I think.
Yeah.
So that's 10% stronger than your average alcohol. In terms of like percentage alcohol, it's 50 versus 40. Then he has to make a noise. It's always good to give him a noise to make when he's doing bits. So he had to take the shot and go, "Whoa!"
Then he had to introduce his name. He had to introduce himself to the gentleman, and we came up with the name Little Wee Wee Lyle.
Little wee wee.
So Nico,
It's just big
Triple L.
Texas boys,
these
dude.
big Texas boys, he shakes their hands. He's like, "I'm Little Wee Wee Lyle."
And they have to ask him to repeat, like, say what?
Say, what was it? A Little Wee Wee Lyle. Okay. And then after the wild shot turkey, the double shot, he shares a little story about Kyler Murray. And that story was that he was in Austin on 6th Street, and he ran into him, and Kyler Murray took him to an alley and face fucked him.
He's telling this to these dudes who just rolled in with overalls on from like their like blacksmithing job or something.
Oh my God.
Just these guys who want a beer and want to watch a little ball before going home to their fat 60-year-old wives.
Yeah.
And Nico's telling them about getting face fucked by an African-American
Little
quarterback.
drunk Nico. Nico's he's got this fucked up beard right now. He looks like such a little fiend. But yeah, he told him that, and their response was, "Oh, well, that Kyler's a real wild card." They're just like, "He's a real wild card, I guess, huh?"
Which is, to be fair, true. He's been a real dick this offseason.
Kyler.
Yes.
But that brings us to, after a long flight, we all slept, we all knocked out on this flight, we landed at LAX, and I say to Nico, "Hey, dude, you know, you really went to bat for me and Leo at that bar."
And he did.
I mean, you went in there, no hesitation. You did your bit. I'm going to go after the taxi cab broker if he's there.
Yeah.
I'm going to go after the human penguin.
Yes.
Nice.
So Nico, I'm scanning and I'm like, is that him? Is that him? And he goes, oh, dude, he's there. He's there. And I'm like, are you sure? And Nico goes, positive. And why wouldn't Nico be positive? I mean, Nico is the guy who's been in the belly of the beast twice with a Fremunda and a Bofa. So I'm like, all right, boys, I'm going in. And one of my biggest regrets of the trip is that we didn't film it.
Yeah, we didn't film that.
I just thought it would be a complete throwaway.
We filmed Nico in the bar. It'll probably be on Patreon.
Yeah.
Nice.
I just thought this would be a complete throwaway, dude. But so again, the line is because it's really high surge pricing for Uber. So everybody is lined up for a cab. And it is just well-to-do LA, like white bitches. Just like snotty, expensive luggage, dressed up to look good on the plane in case they sit next to a guy with an expensive watch. Those sorts of chicks. Like the chicks who would not think any sort of social confrontation is funny.
Right.
I round the stanchions and get right up in this guy's grill, like while he's working. And I'm like, hey, brother, any of these cabs going to Segundi's tonight? And he's like, they going anywhere you want, boss. Which isn't the perfect response. I mean, ideally, you want him to be like, Segundi's? What's Segundi's?
Right.
But, it was late. I just wanted to cut to the chase. So after he goes, anywhere you want, I just go, yeah, Segundi's nuts. And I crack while I do it. Like a big smile comes across my face. No smile comes across his.
No.
Complete snap, dude.
Yeah.
He comes at me, says, I'm going to kick your fucking ass. I'm going to kick your ass, you piece of shit. I'll beat the fuck. Dude, just yelling on the clock in front of a bunch of well-to-do white people at me.
So good.
And I immediately sense there's no actual threat of violence. I am laughing the hardest I've ever laughed just in his face. And I'm so proud. When I run away and I round the stanchions, I'm so proud because of like how I know Nico and Leo are going to react.
Yeah.
I see them, dude. They look the happiest I've ever seen them. Like they can't breathe. They're laughing so hard because I just got called a by the penguin guy
in front of everyone, man. It was great. It was great. So many white people. That was the best part about it. The amount of people just watching this happen, just utter confusion. Just what is that? Danny did grab his junk and shake it though. He goes, "Suck on these." And that's how we'll never grow up. And I don't want to grow up.
What do you think he thinks? Do you think he thinks it's a conspiracy? Or do you think he
yes.
thinks just everybody in LA is trying to fuck him? Like everybody's gay.
Oh God, he goes home, and I know he talks about it like with his wife, probably, or maybe his friends when he's drinking a beer. I don't know how he describes it, but he's like, there's these fucking white boys, and every couple months, man, they come and they get me with one of these stupid.
We had King Croc to hit him with one.
Oh yeah, dude.
King Croc, would you do one on him?
Dude, I'll be down.
Dude, if King Croc got hella ghetto on him, he would be convinced that just everybody in LA is trying to fuck him.
Yeah, dude.
Because he wouldn't think King Croc knew us.
I think he thinks though that he's going to stop it with the hard F, but the truth is we're definitely after we were focused on getting him again.
Yeah,
because the fourth time, the fourth time's going to be great.
Dude, imagine the next middle-aged white lady he had to turn to and get a cab for after calling me a at the top of his lungs.
Oh my God.
And what that conversation must have been like.
Oh my God. I can only hope some kid like 3 rows down or like 3 people down hit him with another one on the way up. A ligma. Gets him with a ligma or something.
Dude, what other profession? Like imagine if you were an attorney and like one of the senior partners came in and like
hit you with a bofa.
Or like just like pulled a prank on you. Like in which scenario could you just stand up and just like scream across the office that he was a
dude? None, dude. Like, that's so funny.
You can't do it anywhere.
Can't do it anywhere.
Like when I was a caterer, like a guy I don't know, I'm trying to think of a prank a guy could do on a caterer. Like knock a dish off my tray where I walk by. Just like, this is fine china. You like in what scenario would I get to keep my job?
Yeah,
when you guys hear an angry when somebody really screams in anger, it's one of the greatest things. When somebody's angry and screams,
it was
hate,
unbelievable.
Oh God,
I was so happy. I was just so happy that this guy was so liberated that he just answers to nobody. No boss, no feminist, no like The View. None of that stuff has infiltrated this guy's noggin.
It was a throwback to the 90s, maybe,
Yeah.
I heard a at a Little League game once when I was playing in one. Somebody called the umpire. I've said that before in the podcast. But he was blowing some calls. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, but it's great. It was a
He was
throwback.
probably blowing more than calls. And I want to reiterate, people, we're not using any of these terms homophobically. Okay,
we're not.
I was the one who was, and I actually have rubbed my penis against a hard penis before. Adam Fu. I identify as a gay man because of that, and he called me I'm the victim here.
Yes.
I'm the victim here. And if you see this guy, he looks like a penguin. He works at LAX. If you see him, I mean, shame him on Twitter and on Instagram. Like, get your phone out, start filming, just tell everybody what he did.
Yes.
Cancel him.
He works where you go get an Uber after when you arrive to LAX, you go get an Uber. There's taxis and Ubers. He's running the taxi line.
He's the broker.
He's almost always there.
He's the taxi cab broker.
Yeah, he's a taxi cab broker, basically. So, look, guys, if you see him, feel free.
Also, I mean, at what point do I get to identify as LGBTQ plus IA? I mean, I have rubbed my hard penis on Adam Fulad. Am I gay, Dino?
That's the first.
Dino says I'm gay.
Dino says he's gay. I think that's it.
That's the best. I'm LGBTQ plus IA. What are you saying, King?
I've never heard you say that before.
Yeah, Adam Fu and I had our penis in the same vagina at the same time.
Oh, like
You know
double
that.
penetration.
I mean, if only we could get rid of that trouble. If that pesky vagina wasn't involved, then I could really be LGBTQ plus IA.
Seriously.
Dude, fuck that pussy.
I think you just claim it, right? I mean, at some point, anybody could wake up and claim to be whatever they want, right? I think that's how it works.
I could just be bisexual and just never actually act on the bi part. Like, I'm bisexual.
Hey, man, can't fuck with them. It would help us out, It would almost be like having a transsexual, in the regime, which I am working on.
Thank you.
And I think that
You're transitioning, Leo?
no, I'm not working on transitioning myself. But Brooks, I believe, has a transsexual roommate now, and we might get an interview very soon here.
That'd be great. That could
She knows
really help
about
us
the
out.
content.
And another friend of our boy Asian Andy, he also has a friend that wants to come on the pod in October.
Yeah, we should get a fourth mic. A transgendered fourth mic will be bulletproof, dude.
That's it. We're good.
We got
the
King.
black man.
We got dude, bulletproof if we get that transgendered fourth mic.
Yep.
That'd be good. It might even. I don't know. Let's move on. I was gonna
You're
say,
about to drop something toxic.
No, I was just saying, like, transgendered, I mean, it almost counts as like the fourth and fifth mic. Because it's like,
Yeah,
Two identities.
It's two people. I mean, they can. They're fluid. I mean, he or she can be fluid if they want to be a man one day and a woman the next. They can be.
if we get somebody non-binary, that's definitely multiple mics.
Seriously.
Moving along, we got some stuff to talk about the video this week. And I guess after or when this airs, the video will have been up for around 48 hours-ish, actually closer to like a little over 24. My math was wrong there. I'm assuming most people who watch this watch the main channel. I'm hearing some stuff about Lizard King getting exiled.
Yeah, Lizard King was a homeless little 19-year-old kid that we met at People's Park.
In the new video on the main channel called Rating the Most Liberal College in America, Berkeley.
And he is being ostracized for his inclusion in your video, Danny. And it's mostly, I don't know, I'm hearing different things. Henny, who was in the video, the rapping white kid, good kid.
How can Henny get anywhere near that park now?
He was really worried about getting attacked himself. And no, he can't, dude. They're basically escorting Lizard King away from him anywhere he goes. They're saying that he was attacked or like kind of like some guys squared up with him. And, he's a peaceful kid, Lizard King. And, yeah, and I guess like Lizard King is saying that he doesn't want to mess with Henny anymore. But you know how it is. They kind of take him away from reality because his reality, he loves us. He wants to hang out. He's a part of the regime and he loves us. But they're making him feel like we were, maybe not on his side per se.
They brought in like that intro, which exposed the terrorist tactics of that Instagram. Austin, can you find the People's Park Instagram? I wouldn't be surprised if that thing is scrubbed of all links. I would also love to see if the regime is comment bombing it.
Oh, that'd be great.
Because, not that we're encouraging that or anything, but these people, they still got the link tree up. Wow. I mean, they are advocating legit government overthrow and terrorist tactics on there. So it wouldn't be, no comments are closed on that post, it looks like. It just, I mean, we exposed this Instagram for.
Bunch of loser.
There we go, yeah.
Bunch of losers.
Bunch of losers is definitely, that's got to be one of ours, huh?
Probably, yeah. That was 5 hours ago.
These 5 weeks. Nah, they're not.
I'm just curious because again, yeah, these people are
that first one, yeah.
These people are every bit in support of insurrection. They're every bit as bad as the people who were there at the Capitol on January 6th. 4 weeks, and I'm just curious if now that their cover has been blown a little bit, they're getting some hate for that.
So Lizard King, he was a part of these.
Lizard
people?
King, you haven't watched the video yet? Bad regime member, King Croc. I'm kidding. Lizard King was living at the park, but there's a difference in personalities at that park. Some people are legitimate anarchists who are dangerous, but a lot of them are just peaceful hippie types. King Croc was definitely one of the peaceful hippie types.
Lizard King.
What did I call
You
him?
said King Croc.
King Croc, you're a peaceful hippie type.
It's sad, man, because that kid's lost, and I.
And
think,
Austin, can you go down to one of the non-pinned pictures and look at the comments? This one, for instance, the one on the left, one of the newest ones. There we go. Continue, Leo. I'm sorry.
No, it's sad what's happening with that kid because I mean, I don't think that you would. Now the comments seem off on this one.
Comments off. Let's check one more over. It looks like they're turning off comments now.
Yeah.
Why don't you click on the next one? It looks like they're all off, huh?
This one has 16. They're all weeks old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. People's Park, Berkeley. Have fun. What were you saying, Lehman? I'm sorry. I'm
I'm just saying that, like, you would think that a place like that, where there's these white women going to help out every day, that it might be a good place for a young, homeless kid who's a drug addict, but maybe to get some help, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it seems like they're only pushing him towards more drugs.
Mm-hmm.
And more, I don't know, I guess degeneracy with everybody else in that park. You know what I mean? These guys, it just seems like their intentions are just not good at all. And I feel bad for the guy, really. He's a 19-year-old kid who's I think he had a bad upbringing, and he kind of hit me in an emotional place because he was such a good soul. I honestly thought he time traveled. I thought he was from the 70s. When I didn't say this yet, but if you watch the video, I mean, this kid does not seem like he's from this time. He doesn't know how to use a cell phone. It's really kind of odd. He didn't know about any apps or anything, or how to get a Venmo going or anything like that. He was just basically like saying far out, and he likes only music from the 70s and
does a lot of acid.
Likes
to get blown.
Likes to get blown.
He would love Austin and Dino, dude.
He would.
He's kind of like a rat dick Ralph, but
That's what we said when we
is a
first
lot of
met him.
Rat Dick
He
Ralph,
was
yeah.
Rat Dick Ralph as Rat Dick Ralph should have been.
Stoned Beach hippie. When we first met Rat Dick, he was Stoned Beach hippie. And this is the real Stoned Beach hippie kid, It's like a young Rat Dick as Stoned Beach hippie.
Look at the story, Austin. Let's see if they have a story saying anything relevant about us. Missing person? Is that? Who's that?
Frequent Telegraph Avenue.
That's not King Croc, right?
No, that's
not Lizard King. They're both reptiles.
Damn,
I'm sorry.
It looks a lot like Lizard King.
A little bit. It did look a little bit like him. Here we go. Housing, SF. Okay, never mind. Next one. People's Park, Berkeley. Finishing my documentary. Ours is going to be better.
Guy?
Mine's going to be
Sober
better.
Gang.
Sober Gang was his title?
Yeah, that was his title.
Well, I don't know why he's doing a documentary on People's Park then. Because you'd be hard-pressed to find one of them people being sober in there.
It was strange. I mean, we also didn't get this one guy on video. Fuck the police. He was this black guy who
that was his name.
His
Fuck
name
the
was
police.
He said, if anybody asks, my name's Fuck the Police, which is pretty funny.
That was his code name. Yeah. 'Cause we had to operate with code names in there. Well, let's call Henny. Let's hear what's going on.
Yeah. Let's
hear
call
what's
Henny.
going on.
I
inside
texted
People's
you the
Park.
number, Austin. Got it perfect. Text him. If he doesn't answer, I'll text him. But he's probably gonna answer.
Hello?
Henny, what's up? It's Leo and Danny, dude. You're on the Leo and Danny Show podcast, buddy. How are you?
What's up, brother?
What's up, brother? Hey, any better, and I couldn't stand it.
Here we go.
Henny,
I've been
I'm hearing that there's conflict at the park.
conflict is, to put it lightly, yeah, there's a little bit of conflict going on out there.
What's going on?
Basically, I went over today to say what's up to Lizard. I do that pretty often, actually.
Thank you,
even
Henny.
Before. And
yeah.
of course. I get there and I'm oh, Doug, lizard, and no answers, which is usually it's kind of a red flag. And then I see that girl who we saw at the
the one with the mask.
table. Yeah, the one with the mask on the table, and
She's awful.
Yeah, there's this little white woman.
Talk about a
yeah.
red flag. If there was a deeper red, maybe velvet or something, that's a velvet flag that I just witnessed.
Man, what's going on?
Well, she said that she wanted me to quote. I actually am afraid to say this on air, but she didn't want me there. Let's just say that.
Damn.
And
What'd she say exactly? What'd she say exactly? Tell us why you're afraid to say it on air.
well, first off, she said my real name.
Okay.
I don't know how she got. And she also said a bad word. And I know that I got people listening out here that love me, and I don't want to put any bad words in people's ears right now, even though
I'm assuming it wasn't a regular curse word. What did she say that was so offensive?
It was the F word. It was the F word, but I'm a little bit of a...
Henny, you're gonna
more
go into you're trying to go into a hip hop career, dude. You gotta get used to F bombs being thrown around.
Get the fuck out of here, Andrew.
There
That's
it
what
is.
she said, all right?
That's what
Got
you
it out
said,
of
huh?
Damn.
Yeah, she said.
Well, I'm sorry, but the truth hurts people. And when people start getting emotional like that and start speaking out of character, you know that somebody, a certain comedic investigative journalist with the last name Mullen, is snooping too close to something she's sensitive about. Maybe it's just that she's harboring anarchists in that park.
What is her obsession with that park? But anyway, Henny, what's going on with Lizard King though? Is he okay? Like
Yeah.
what?
Well, they said I got there and I found his tent, with the box that we gave him, a few cards. He got fan mail.
Yes.
Wow.
I saw all this stuff and he's missing. And then, so apparently he went to a different park, not playing. I walked around 40 minutes plus. I was texting Leo, trying to find him. And I did end up finding him at the third park that I went to. It's Willow Park out here. And he was with that girl. He was cool. He was eating some pizza, smoking weed, doing Lizard King things, and some Ninja Turtle stuff too. And then, apparently he's going to get into a youth center. Like he's not living at the park anymore because he actually got ganged up on today. He told me.
Damn. So they were trying to hurt him.
Yeah, the other homeless people, they were trying to hurt him, and I kind of. My ears perked up a little, and I was like, wait, so you knew that these homeless people are trying to hurt him, but you didn't want to do anything to maybe prevent that? But, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of hard if the entire community is out for blood. So, yeah, they're just going to move him over to a youth center, and hopefully Lizard's doing all right.
Maybe it'll be good for him.
I hope it'll be good for him. I mean,
and also, how are all these homeless people just refreshing their YouTube feed constantly and on the lookout for this video?
Because I don't know what we should call her. Whatever the puppeteer, the mastermind, the master woman.
God,
Pulling the theoretical strings out there.
Yeah,
she was the one in the video. She showed them the video. I saw their setup and everything. She said, she said that's why I guess she knew me. I don't know. I don't remember saying my name in the video, but yeah, she knew my name.
She did some research. She found your hip hop Instagram, found your personal Instagram off that. No. Actually, I think your real name might be for a second in the video.
It's all good, but I love the support, guys. I've been responding to every DM. If y'all DM me, I respond.
Hell yeah.
I responded. I love the support.
What if they send you a cock pic, Henny? Do you
that
respond
might
to
happen. That might happen.
Hey, well, hopefully I got a girlfriend. I can't be out here trifling with the DMs, but expect a response. Let's just say that.
King Croc, what if you sent Henny a fresh, hot, unique dick pic you snap over in the corner right now?
Hey, Henny, what are you into, buddy? You know what I'm saying?
That's King Croc on the phone, Henny.
Hey, King Croc, I did just see that video with you in it. I thought you were in prison. What happened?
He's out, man.
First day out, bro.
Yep, he got packed out quite a bit.
No, that's straight cap.
He got packed out.
He got packed out.
Yeah,
It's okay. He's fine.
Happen.
He can handle it. He's fine. So, Henny, man, if you could check up on our boy Lizard King from time to time and send me a pic, man, that would make me happy. And if any of the fans in Berkeley find him, I'll Venmo you for lunch, dude. So just hit me up in the DMs when you're with him.
Sure. It actually, I don't think they want to see me. Like, Lizard King didn't seem to want anything to do with me, which was pretty sad, actually. Like, after.
Damn.
Well, no, that's not true. He just didn't want to get on the cast today, I guess. But he did say that he would try and hit me back once he got his phone. And he's in a band now. He said that he had some band practice today.
What?
You think he's vocalist?
Dude, he better be. He's got a voice of gold.
Any idea what instrument Lizard might be playing, Henny?
I'm gonna have to go. I'm thinking the washboard. He's a washboard type of guy.
Come on. He's not a skiffle kind of guy. He's rock and roll. How about
Probably
you
the
and
drums,
Lizard
honestly.
King? You and Lizard King, Henny, you should start a Linkin Park type thing.
Yeah.
Where you're the Asian rapper and he's like Chester.
Yeah.
You know?
That would work.
I'll let the
He's got a
people
lot of
find.
angst. Man, I know you can't really go in there. I mean, I would seriously, Henny, be careful when you go around People's Park. I mean, I would use disguises and stuff. I mean, the guy that threw the hot sauce at me, that guy's fucking dangerous.
Do you think he should just put the sex offender jumpsuit back on and he'll be good to go?
Dude, you better be careful with that. Don't wear any orange jumpsuits. They're gonna know exactly who
Live
you are.
on the
man.
air, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know that's what it said, but it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
I didn't know
Danny's an
actually until I
asshole.
saw the-
He's a sneaky little bastard, that Danny Mullen. But it was fucking. You killed it in that jumpsuit.
It was good, dude. I think what we did, I'm not sure how much this got conveyed in the actual video, but when we showed up in the sex offender jumpsuit, Leo dressed as the Godfather, and Lizard King, excuse me. They're both fucking reptiles with King in there. Give me a
King,
break,
yeah,
dude.
it's
And when Lizard King had the bush, what it did is it took all the anger that the two sides were exhibiting toward each other. You didn't see too many of the pro-life people in the video, but there were quite a few of the pro-life people out there. Mind you, they seem to be a lot more likable than the pro-death people or whatever they call it, pro-choice. The pro-choice people were shrill and insufferable on the whole, and the pro-life people were generally nicer. I'm not making any sort of judgment here about which is better, pro-life or pro-choice, but that was my impression. My other impression is that our little song and dance on video, it just sucked the air out of the protest. And instead of being mad at each other and escalating to potential violence, the two warring sides had us to just mutually be confused and sort of annoyed by. And therefore, the protest dissipated, I think, much quicker than it would have normally.
Peacemaker
That's actually
Danny
true.
Mullen.
There you go.
Yeah.
Henny goes to Berkeley. Can't argue with him.
That's right. But Henny,
I mean, yeah.
what about in your personal life? What do people think about you being in the video?
Okay, well, I've been getting a little bit of some personal people. I made sure I texted a couple people yesterday. I'm like, if I get canceled, like, you're still gonna be my friend, right? And they promised they would. I swear I said that, and they promised they would. And I don't want to, like, they were DMing my girlfriend. I don't want to, like, it's kind of personal. Like, if you're gonna get mad at someone, get mad at me. Like, I don't know if you guys don't need to drag anything else into that, but like, my sister's not really happy with me right now. My twin sister, let alone. That's what. But like Danny said, it really was like pretty like violent. I felt like before we got there, they were getting heated. Like, they were like hitting. Like, I don't know if we got it on camera, but they were covering each other's signs, like bumping each other.
Yeah.
Like, people didn't get that on the camera. A lot of people think that it was just one-sided protest. It was both sides. Get that cleared out. But yeah, a little personal. Like, some people aren't happy with it, but at the end of the day, they know me. Like, they know that I volunteer every weekend. They know that I'm a Taekwondo mastermind. They know that I got good vibes.
Yo.
So
Straight up, Henny.
funny, dude.
Straight
I
up.
like
Henny, I don't know how anybody could really be mad with anything that video had to say. As far as our videos go, it was very low down on the totem pole of offensive.
Yeah.
Everything
Yeah. You can agree with that, right?
Yeah, and then everything I said in the intro, I mean, how can you really disagree with that?
It was mooning. They wanted people to moon people.
It was all from their Instagram that they linked to.
Yeah.
All those things that I accused them of being. But, Henny, on the personal side, if a chick slides into your DMs with a big swinging set of udders, a real chest piece, Leo.
Oh, chest piece, baby.
yeah.
Nothing like that.
You think you could, maybe make an exception to this whole monogamy thing you're laboring under?
Nah, I'm in a very committed relationship with my girlfriend. I
Yeah.
dated her in high school. We did yearbook together. She knows me. So, hey, don't send me nothing. I'd rather get a dick pic than these titty photos. No homo.
You heard it here first, guys. Remember,
Yep.
Send Henny dick pics.
King Croc's already got that in the works, dude. You're about to see a big black one, Henny. Big black one.
Well, Henny, listen.
Actually, send me,
What's that?
Henny,
I'd
you
rather
ha-
get a DM of the song.
There we go. Well, listen, Henny, you had an opportunity to shine, and you did. All right, and most people your age, most people at Berkeley wouldn't have done it. So you got balls, kid. And that's what it takes in life. You got to have balls sometimes. You got to get canceled a few times in order to really know who your real friends are. You know what I mean? So whoever's pissed at you, you tell your sister, like, listen, I'm sorry, but I'm a fucking star.
Yeah.
I'm destined for
Yeah,
greatness.
you know what's funny? She DM'd me after. She was kind of mad at me this morning, and then she saw that the Baller Holler Instagram, Baller Holler 24, got like 300 something followers, and she's like, "Wait, why are you following everyone back?" I'm like, "Hey, because these people love. They're DMing me. They're showing me
Yeah.
support. I'm gonna follow you back." So,
Yeah.
Hannah, if you're listening, I love you. Still, I'm sorry.
Aw.
For sure.
It's your sister?
King Croc,
Yeah.
what would you do to Hannah if you ever met her at a bar?
She's 19. We know because she's the twin.
Yeah.
Well,
like-
Hannah, you like the beach? Let's take a quick walk.
Would you purposely wear
Get to know each
a
other.
really tight-fitting swimsuit, King Croc, so she could see the bulge?
You already know.
You would?
And I'm taking some maca 30 minutes before,
Ooh.
What's that?
getting it engorged.
Well, it gets you a little blood flow. the
You're gonna
maca.
get your penis engorged before you take Henny's sister out?
Of course, dude. If I'm going to be wearing sweatpants.
King Croc. Well, I was.
You
Oh,
wear
you said no.
sweatpants?
Sweatpants. See, I knew this is a black thing, Danny. You know how many
Gray
times I've been to the
sweatpants.
gym with a gray sweatpant, black guy with no underwear?
Is that
You
really
said-
a move, King Croc?
It is. It
Bitch,
is.
Bro, it turns bitches on.
It
no
does.
cap.
Dude,
It
there
does.
was a guy in my improv class once who was a black dude who'd always wear gray sweatpants, and his cock was down to mid-thigh one day, and everybody noticed it in the classroom, and it was so uncomfortable. So uncomfortable.
You think a girl was turned on though a little bit?
He was not what you would call most women's fantasy, I would say.
He was not handsome.
He was in his mid-40s and sort of looked like a dwarf.
Okay, that's the worst like sweatpant penis guy ever. then. I would never want to. That's weird.
He had the
guy's
cock thing right, everything else was not right.
It was a really jacked black guy I used to do at the LA Fitness Universal Studio, the Universal area, LA Fitness. Dude, this black guy would do it, and it was really uncomfortable for most people there. I think it was hanging like, dude, I'm not fucking with you. It was hanging like 10 inches, Danny. It's
Yeah.
fucked up.
It's pretty fucked up. I mean, it really upsets me that guys are walking around there with those nuclear weapons between their legs. You know? I mean, I already had to watch Adam 22's porn this morning.
Yeah, it'll fuck your
I already
head
had to watch him get his ass eaten while his wife was sucking his dick. But his cock is like big. It's like white guy big, which it's like, damn it, I kind of wish I had that penis. But then there are cocks like Crocs and the 10-inch hanger guy you're talking about, where it's just like the power you wield, dude.
Come on.
To be able to fuck a chick on a couch from 3 feet away.
It's nice.
I mean, it's really not that much of a power, but I would like to rent that thing for a weekend or
It
two.
would
I
be
mean, if you
nice.
ever were in a situation where you're on top of a ladder and someone's on the bottom, that's a dub. You can
It's
do
a dub, dude.
Yeah, you
get
get
blown.
You could, yeah, you could.
Build their role play.
You could pee on them and be more accurate because there'd be less guesswork.
It's closer to the ground.
With my little wee wee, it's like, I mean, just think about it. You're more accurate with a rifle than you are with a pistol.
Yeah.
And I mean, like for money shot situations, you're going to be able to get right in a girl's eyeballs if you got a longer cock.
You use it as a weapon. I mean, anything goes with those big cocks.
King Croc, what's the best part and the worst part about having a big cock? King Croc's got a big cock, by the way, Henny. Just letting you know.
Wait. After hearing about cocks and for a couple minutes, I kind of figured.
Yeah, he does. He's got a good one.
Well, I'll say the worst part is the torment of using the bathroom every single day.
What do you
When
mean?
I sit down, my fucking cock touches the water.
Oh, that's
So I
fucked.
pretty much have to like hold it, tuck it a little bit,
Damn.
make sure it doesn't get
At
wet
that
up
point, you're
from
washing
nasty
your
shit.
hands before you use the bathroom, you know?
Type
Yeah,
shit.
you
Oh,
gotta.
my
You know
what
God,
I'm
dude.
saying?
Your cock dangles down in the bathroom. It's an elephant getting a big drink of water, huh?
You need a specially designed toilet, huh? Do you think they have at Home Depot a specially designed toilet?
Probably some African model
Yeah.
bidets.
An African model,
I
dude.
don't fucking know.
You know, it was made by children. King Croc, what's the best part about having a big cock?
Best part is the whole world knowing.
Well, that's our thing. We made that happen. What's
Yeah,
the best
true.
part about you personally? I mean, when you're banging a chick with a big cock, do you ever just go like, this is nice?
Honestly, I didn't really know I had a big cock until you guys told me, bro.
Really? You're out of your mind. Dude.
So we're
I
like,
always felt like I'm like maybe a little above average, but I'm like, yo, I'm black and big, but is it big enough? But then when you guys are like, yeah, I'm like, oh shit, I do got a big ass cock. You know what I'm saying?
a big ass fucking cock.
Can you, you know,
Shit
you
made
think
me
you,
feel good,
you
yeah.
satisfy women more with that, with a bigger cock? Do you think that's?
I think so.
All right.
I think so, dude. There's a lot of bitches that like big cocks.
You wouldn't trade cocks with me, King Croc?
Nah, I'm not gonna lie.
Come on.
Would you trade cocks with Dino?
Nah, it's just sus. I couldn't look at him for the rest of my life. Like, no, he has my black cock on him, and I got this white cock. Like, it's fucking gay, dude.
If you get my cock though,
This is the rapper cock we're talking about. This is gonna make you the best rapper alive, King Croc.
Henny, nobody wants your little white penis up there in Berkeley, dude. Your little liberal white penis. I'm kidding, Henny. King Croc. What was I gonna say? Henny, you completely threw off my train of thought. King Croc, if you got my penis though, you got experience like that. You just instantly, it's gonna help. Like
He read
I
she
don't think
comes
the
first.
cock-
As soon as you get his penis, your oral game goes through the roof.
way up, dude.
You're so much better with your tongue, dude. And that's
Once I get his cock,
yeah, and that's long term what you really want.
Dude, my cock, I mean, the analogy isn't cars and mileage because, in that sense, my cock's got more mileage and that makes it sound like a bad thing. It should be more like my cock is an IRA that's had like 20 more years to compound. Dude, this thing is valuable. This thing has been in some slot, baby.
Yeah.
And if you got
this
this,
thing is valuable.
dude, if you walk around town with this thing, I mean, motherfuckers try to rob me for my cock. It's so valuable, dude. I mean, it has seen the interior of some good pussy.
It works under pressure, man. You know, it's worked under pressure. You know, your cock, we don't know. You know, you never know if it's going to get hard when you need
In fact, we know it's not because I filmed him once while Kazumi was jerking him off.
Took him a while. You weren't full mast, were you?
Oh, I wasn't, man.
King Croc, this
I'm
thing,
embarrassed.
my penis, again, I'm a member of the LGBTQ plus IA community. I've gotten this cock hard while it was rubbing against Adam Foo's penis.
If that doesn't tell you that it's a fucking valuable cock, I don't know what would. You know, King Croc, you know what I'm saying?
Well, really, if we're being scientific about it, this really all takes place in the hypothalamus. So, really, your cock has nothing to do with it. It's just a vector for blood. And
so the hypothalamus, what makes you get hard? And it's your it's a visual thing?
oh yeah, it floods your body with all the hormones to procreate.
Listen, dude, I don't care. This isn't all an in the head thing. Think about it. Why have so many people for so many centuries sought after the Holy Grail? Because Jesus touched it. Dude, fucking this bitch Erin in Vegas, this big titty chick once when I was down in Texas, countless tight little hard bodies down in Spring Break in Cabo have all touched this thing. It's my Holy Grail, dude. This is the Holy Grail of cock. Not as holy as Leo's, maybe, but it's still
a lot of mouths.
a lot of mouths on Leo's. Dude, you want this cock, dude. You want it, King.
Yo, they're pressing me about wanting Danny's cock.
Well, you know, also, but at 24, I couldn't fuck for shit. I don't think anybody can really. I think you really get into your good fucking years in your upper 20s into your 30s. Because you know how to like focus, how to, you know, ask the right questions to see what it takes. Because every girl's different. Every girl
That's
comes
a
in a
big
different
thing.
way. Not that I care, you know, not that I care too much.
There we go. Thank you for admitting that.
I purchase a vibrator, and usually if they, you know, if they're into it, if they have vibrators themselves, that's even better.
Leo
Itachi.
and Henny. Leo is famous for just flipping girls over so he doesn't have to look at them, humping until he comes, and then blocking them on all social media. And that's
blocking
generous.
thing. It's not true.
Your Uber was here 15 minutes ago.
Yep, he's got it out there. And Leo, I mean, we're being generous. Most of the time, you don't even have sex back.
No, it's just a blowjob, and then it's just like a thank you. A thank you with, you know, a very deep story about how she made me feel better, and my only escape in life is this blowjob, and you know, and it makes me feel alive, you know, for a second.
But
So
you
she
lost
really
me
made
at
me feel
thank you.
alive. Yeah, man, you gotta, you know, I'm not the best in the bedroom, King Croc, but what I'm saying is, you know, you got to put in time to really get to know these women and how to make them come, you know?
Sure, we got to ask questions, investigate. It's a real thing.
Yeah.
One thing that one girl likes isn't going to be the same for another girl.
No, it's all different. Every single one is different, King Rock.
Honestly, I think it's about time in the field. You know what I mean? If I just get my fuck hours up, you know, the amount of time I'm spending penetrating, my skill's going to go up. That's simple trigonomics. You know what I mean? Thermodynamics.
You ever thought about just like, toppling some guys just to make things go quicker?
No.
10,000 hours is 10,000 hours. It doesn't necessarily, the gender doesn't matter. You know?
Oh, I was big. Nah.
But yeah, you
it
do
does
need
matter.
10,000 hours of fucking. Dude.
Yeah.
Malcolm Gladwell wants you to have gay sex. Malcolm Gladwell's black too.
No, is he black? I thought he was Jewish or something.
He's black.
Oh, wow. You really think he's a genius, though? Honestly, I had doubts.
I didn't say that. I read
this man?
half of one book once and I enjoyed it. I mean, he's probably a smart guy. Who even knows what genius
Who
means?
is this man? I don't even know.
Malcolm Gladwell, he's wrote a lot of books about intelligence, high IQ, high achievers.
He writes books on scientific and business topics that are geared toward a mass market.
Okay.
They're on intellectual subjects, but they're broken down to be palatable for millions of people.
Oh, cool.
But he's definitely a smart guy. I mean, genius is such a weird thing. I mean, there are musical geniuses who, if you spoke to them, you think might actually be like
Autistic?
functionally like they need to be in a home somewhere. I mean, there are plenty
I mean,
of those
you're
guys.
talking, you put me on the air right now, and some people think I'm should be in a home. I don't want to say I'm musical genius, but
If you keep hanging around People's Park, people are definitely going to get that idea. Henny, maybe you and Austin should have a rap battle right now. What do you think about that? You guys got to keep it short.
Ooh.
We're not going to let you go on for too long. Just a couple lines each, back and forth. Austin, you want to put a beat on?
Okay, but he won't be able to hear it.
He won't?
I don't think so. He might be able to.
Well, Leo
just
could beatbox.
put it on my phone?
How about Leo? Yeah, that works. We'll put it on the phone.
okay.
okay.
Henny, this is
DJ,
your time to
spin that
shine.
shit.
I'm going to do a little
Sure.
pre right now. Yo, King Croc wants my dick. King Croc wants my dick because his current dick don't do the trick. He's got low mileage. That's low experience. Fuck, I set myself up with a hard word. Experience.
All right, should we do it?
Okay.
Henny, what would
guess-
you rhyme with experience?
I would be like, hey, King Croc, want my cock, because it's all experience. You know the feeling it. The girls want me and they're hearing it. Miles away.
yeah.
I did it on the ground. Something like that. They hear it
Yeah,
miles
yeah.
away.
Maybe like girls are hearing it like about my cock. Like, dude, this guy, it's not the biggest cock, but this thing is, people compare it to the Holy Grail in terms of how many people
The girls
seek
are
it.
hearing it. They like, are you serious? Bitch, I'm serious. Hit my DM
Ooh.
and I beat up Mike Tyson by an ear and shit. Ooh.
Ooh, nice. Henny, this is going to be a formidable opponent for you, Austin. So
All right,
get ready
Who
over
wants to
there.
go first? And then we do have a guest.
Henny goes last, dude.
Yeah, Henny goes last. All right, Henny, you're up next. King, we're going to have Austin go. Austin, here is your instrumental.
Yeah.
Yo.
Hop in the whip, going straight up to Berkeley. Banging Henny's bitch till my dick got a herpes. Yeah, then I'm gonna go and bust quick. Bend her over backward like a Leo. I'm about to shoot my other nut off like a free throw. About to pull up, hit this girl like Filipino. Smoke that gas like I'm Chino. I rap harder, I go faster, cause I'm a monster. I'm sipping on that energy like my dick is black. I don't know, I got nothing.
That was good, dude. That was great.
That was good. It was very personal. When you were just like talking about driving up to Berkeley, I was like, you should
Dude.
go after Henny a little bit. And then the next line was about giving her the herpes. Or getting the herpes.
From his chick.
All right, Henny, same beat. Let's hit it back. Hit it back.
Henny, go for it.
Hey, King Croc, I pop your tires, you ain't make it. I know you was in prison and you naked. I know you bending over and they slapping on your ass like it's a bongo in the street. Hey, and they always penetrating. Hey, get the fuck out of my damn face, bitch. Hey, you can't rap like shit. If you pull up to Berkeley, I'm gonna have to pull up the damn stick. Ooh, I got it from People's Park. Lizard King signed it and shit. Hey, you can't fuck with me. I'm different.
Let's go.
Winner, I got the vision.
Damn.
Henny.
Henny, killing. I like how Kenny just went for the jugular on King Croc.
Dude,
Bro, what'd I do to you, dog?
Damn.
He got packed out in prison, did everything.
Bruh.
He had more research on King Croc than Austin. We
I
are so.
was looking at your guys' podcast, and the last one was, I'm pretty sure it was, or 2 ones ago, it was like King Croc's in prison.
Yeah. Well, Henny, you weren't able to see. You'll be able to see on the playback, but King Croc got very upset in a funny way. It was good. It was a great choice. Absolutely great choice to go after King Croc's latent homophobia.
I mean, I know what they do out there. Like, that's just, I don't want to get canceled. I don't want people to hate me. I'm trying to avoid the bars right now because I'm a pretty faced person. I'm kind of scared, you know?
Yeah, no, dude, it happens. The mob is, the tactics they resort to are so scummy, man. They went after my girlfriend, too, every time I got canceled.
Yeah.
They always go after my girlfriend. They know that what you or I did isn't really that big in reality, so but they feel that because you violated the ethics of these insanely woke people that you're now just, it's open season for whatever. So I got called, when I went on this big anti-fat rant, I was screwing around. I wasn't serious, Henny. I didn't mean any of it, but I did it comedically. Yeah. And after that, I had people, mostly women, telling me I was a rapist, I was a pedophile, spreading that all over, trying to get my girlfriend kicked out of her college because I had transgressed from the woke mob.
Right.
These people are evil, man.
Or in their eyes.
We do have our guest here, Chad Kalick, the ghost guy. So you guys want to take a little break and bring him in here? Or should we
I always bring him in, keep rolling.
All right, Henny, Dino, you want to go and get him?
Henny, it's been awesome. What's your Instagram again so the podcast audience can follow you too, dude?
Hey, for the podcast, Baller Holler 24.
Baller Holler 24, guys.
Holler spelled Haller, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Baller. Haller 24. My last name is Hall, so it's not like I'm making some weird baller holler type movement. I'm actually like, I was born with that, Lady Gaga.
That's his phone.
That's his phone. Oh. All right. Hey, Henny, we're getting some weird static from your phone, but we got our next guest coming in, dude. It was good talking to you, man. We're going to keep checking in on the Lizard King situation as it develops. And thanks for helping us make an epic video this week, dude. Or last week.
No problem. You have my number. Hit me up anytime.
Later, brother.
Henny. Peace.
Later, baller. Bam.
Hell yeah.
That was good, dude. Well, we got the
I got fucking attacked for no reason.
You got packed out.
Dude, I did not get packed. Honestly, Nanny, this is a bad rumor for you to spread because I never got packed out. And I'm actually like that. You know what I mean?
Me and Danny just like we just like packed out.
And being packed out is not gay activities.
It's fudge packer. That's
what
it is. It's fudge packing, dude. It is.
I know a certain fudge
Everyone knows it's fudge packing.
Listen. Being packed out is getting jumped and beat the fuck up. That's what getting packed out is.
Okay.
It's not
fudge packed
in any way. No.
What if one of the guys is like, hey, but fuck him in the ass? Fuck it. What if somebody's beating your ass and then like one guy in the back is like, fuck him in the ass?
Honestly, it does happen now.
I'm sure. Like, there's mad gay gangsters, man. There's so many gay gangsters, man. If you want to just chill with dudes all day, that's pretty gay, dude.
Dude, they're in prison, man. They got to do what they got to work with what they got. Okay.
Conjugal visits, though. But anyway, so what I want, we're bringing in Chad Kalick, who I will say, and a lot of people will agree, is the foremost ghost expert in the world. Now, he's done multiple documentaries that were on, one's coming out that's huge called 74 Minutes. He'll talk about it. It's going to be on Apple TV, but he has, on A&E, he had a long-term ghost documentary that he would direct and produce, or I'm not sure about producing, but he would go to the locations and all that. He's wanted to do a video with me and Danny. We might do something in October for Halloween with him, but he says he has 100% evidence of a ghost that he wants to show us. So we have it pulled up and all that. So when Chad comes in, we're going to check this out. And, I'm excited personally.
Yeah, he was a guest maybe a year and a half ago now. Yeah. Very popular guest. People really liked him. He's a big fan of us.
Huge fan of the Leon Danny
He'd been DMing us for a long time. It's not like we reached out to him. He'd been reaching out to us, which anybody who's a fan of this channel, we're a fan of. And when we were watching football yesterday, I reminded Leo that the punter for the Minnesota Vikings, who are going to be damn good this year, big fan of the channel.
That's awesome.
That's fucking sick.
Nice.
Jordan Berry.
Got a lot of I don't have major league ball player fans yet, but there's a lot of guys in the minors that really like the Leo and Danny show and the Danny Mullen regime. So I'm excited. Did you find him?
I don't see anyone.
He's a ghost hunter, dude. He's elusive.
Let me just call him real quick. Shit.
Dino, what happened? Like both Dino and Austin, I think we got through to them. They're making a much stronger effort to look handsome these days.
Something happened. Yeah, clearly.
They both like Dino
Chad,
for a
what's up,
while.
brother?
He'd completely let his skin go. He had terrible acne, the worst haircut that money couldn't buy.
What's up, guys? It's Leo here. Just a reminder to sign up for the Leo and Friends Patreon episode. It's going to be a second episode every week. It's going to have a lot of Leo and Danny type stuff in it. Obviously, Danny's not going to be in it, but I plan to have a lot of fans in it. I plan to have a lot of really interesting, different, wild scenarios for you guys, and with a lot of laughs. First couple episodes have been fantastic. So please subscribe, all right, and check out the Patreon.
Austin just told us the reason I forget if I said it on air or off air, that him and Dino were trying to handsome themselves up. He told me that he's been going to a modeling call. Austin, I can't hear King Croc's mic. Can we get King Croc's mic engaged? Him and Dino's worthless cameraman are going to modeling calls. Do you really think, Austin, I'm not saying anything about your looks at all, but do you think that when Banana Republic or Tom Ford Google you, they're going to like anything they find?
Nah, they're not gonna look that deep into it. It's not that big of a deal.
Austin, you should definitely use a stage name, though. It should be something modelly. What do you think? Like,
Yeah, I was thinking something like that. Though I already did a modeling gig recently for that was pretty cool.
Hell yeah, dude.
He
Sit down right here, yeah.
He jerked off in front of the coked out CEO.
Yeah,
That was the
probably.
modeling
That
gig.
guy's shady, dude.
The guy threw a wad of 20s at him.
Hell
What's
yeah.
up?
man.
Yeah,
You
grab
like
your
to-
grab your microphone there, Chad.
If you want the cans, put them on.
So we have Chad, a ghost hunter.
Chad Kalick, the foremost, one of the greatest ghost hunters in the world, I'd say.
He told us last time, you can go find the old episode, harrowing tales about a possessed little girl who Leo kept making it sexual about.
You suggested we do a video where we go to the house and run an exorcism, and then I try to get blown by her. That was your idea, okay, you piece of shit. That was not me making any sexual references at all. But Chad, welcome back. Thank you for coming, my man.
Thank you. That's quite an opening.
It would
Yes,
be
sir.
unbunbelievable if you tried to get blown by a possessed
girl. It would be the funniest thing of all time, pretty much. And
Would you
if we
actually
could
do
still
it?
do it,
Would
yeah, I
you
would
do it?
try to get blown. I mean, it would be weird as fuck going into a room like, get out of here. No. Or what she might want to do it, be like, look at me. No,
It would
I
be
don't
funny maybe after the fact.
After the
In
fact.
the moment, I promise you, it would not be.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Leo has
That'd be
overcome.
fun.
I'm religious, Danny.
He's overcome so much rejection and resistance in trying to get blown that to him, a girl with Satan literally in her body, would be like a run of the mill Tuesday for this guy.
Yeah.
I mean, Leo would just be like, oh, I totally understand. Like, 66666. Like, oh, you're into numerology? Me too, actually. Did you know that my birth date combined with my great grandmother's date that she delivered my mother, that it actually means that you get where I'm going.
I get where you're going. I
don't know where I was going.
I think I'd use the Satanic Bible to try to get me some pussy because it does. I'm pretty sure it states in there that you're required to have like promiscuous sex all the time. I'm pretty sure
It's encouraged.
it's encouraged. Yeah.
I am a religious studies minor in college, so,
So-
yes. Satanic Bible absolutely does encourage that.
Does
Yeah.
encourage that.
Satanic Bible is just a guide of hedonism, right?
It's Anton LaVey's ramblings. I mean, pretty much, it's in a nutshell, it's okay to be selfish.
I see.
That's pretty much what Anton LaVey's, Satanic verses is pretty much.
Is there anything violent, or do they suggest that it's okay to kill and that kind of stuff?
Well, revenge. It's not that dissimilar from the eye for an eye. But for the most part, I mean, yes. If there's if someone does something to you that is intending to kill you, of course, you can. And according to Anton LaVey, it's perfectly fine and legal.
Right.
It really what it is just Anton LaVey is just saying the opposite. That Lucifer, the light bringer, the angel of music, which a lot of people don't know, that's a biblical reference to him. That he's not against you; he's here for you. This is his place. That you should indulge in all the wonderful things that he's given you in life, and if you are able to obtain the things that you can obtain, that's fine. I mean, it's very much like a natural selection.
Or The Secret or something like
Well,
that.
no. Well, The Secret, that's a whole other different thing. But natural selection, meaning that there are just people in this world that are weaker.
Gotcha.
And they're not going to get things that other people get who are stronger, who are more talented, who are more. And Anton LaVey is like, that's the way it goes. That's how it is. Don't feel bad for those people. That's natural selection.
So that's why King Croc, you should be jealous of my penis. We were talking about this earlier. He's got a bigger one, but mine's got more experience. What were you going to say, King Croc?
I was going to say, do you think Satanism is inherently anti-moralistic? It's sort of anti-moral.
God, I'm a really interesting person to ask this. By the way, I do want to come back to The Secret because there's
Sure.
some fascinating stuff and a clip I can kind of show you about that.
Okay.
But back to the moralistic stuff. You know, it really just depends on where you land on the scale of how religious are you. When I first started investigating the paranormal, man, did I piss people off because I'm not religious. I'm just not. You know, I do believe. I mean, I know it's so like cliche to be like, I'm not religious, I'm spiritual. You know, but I do believe that there is a greater thing only because I've never seen anything in my life that comes from nothing. Everything I could look around had a beginning.
Right.
So something created that, right? As far as, you know, morals go, I believe that people have an innate ability that you're kind of born with, or most people are born with an innate ability to see right from wrong. I mean, I think it's why across all cultures, including Satanism, it's wrong to harm a child. Or, you know, pedophilia is wrong within the satanic culture as well.
But see, here's the reason I asked that, right? Because you mentioned natural selection earlier. In evolution and natural selection, there is no right or wrong.
Right.
There is no
The strong
babies
survive.
are weaker, so we shouldn't go eat them up.
But there are
lions
things
literally
like
do go eat
but
babies. of
humans
others.
developed mechanisms for cooperating in groups,
Right.
which in that there is right or wrong and morality, because morality, in a sense of right or wrong, is what allows you to move effectively in coalitions and be more dominant as a species and reproduce.
But to answer your question, Anton LaVey would look at that and be like, hey, man, sorry you couldn't get what you wanted to get. Not on me, don't care. You know, I got, for me, I'm good. Like he just believed that natural selection is the way it should be. That the weak should fall, that the strong should rise. That's how you create a stronger culture, which has been echoed by a few horrible leaders throughout time, you know, from Genghis Khan to Hitler, you know what I mean? So it's Satanic Verses, it's actually really a boring read if you've ever actually read
The
it.
Salman Rushdie book?
No, not Salman. No. Or Satanic Verse. Sorry, I was talking about Anton LaVey's
Satanic Bible.
Salman Rushdie book's very interesting, actually. But yeah, I mean, all of those books I think are really important to read, just because the Bible and the Satanic Bible are two of the like most misquoted. People talk shit all the time, like they know what's in the Bible, and they've never read a fucking chapter of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
They've just heard so much shit.
Yeah.
You know what the Bible says.
Yeah.
No, you tell me. Like, really tell me.
Yeah.
Like, I can sit here and go Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Joshua, Judges. I've studied this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so when I hear people, you know, recite the Bible, I'm always like, man, you know what the fuck you're talking about.
Absolutely.
Man.
I mean, there are. We were just at UC Berkeley. You saw our video, and one of the things that the pro-choicers were chanting was like Christian fascists in disguise. Fuck your anti-science lies. Like Christian fascists. What do these girls know about the Bible at all? Or anything? Like Christians are the enemy.
Nothing.
They're the
Nothing.
enemy of people on the left, but they
Right.
don't know anything about Christians.
First of all, the Bible is a horrific read. It's very hard to get through.
I've been telling these guys,
It's
I'm reading
very
through.
hard.
So it was actually Austin who told me to read the Gospels first, and I read the Gospels. They make sense. They like if you want wisdom from the Bible, just go right to those because it's easy, it's palatable.
Right.
But then I read Genesis, and now I'm reading through Exodus, and it's just funny how much of a bastard the Old Testament God is.
Oh,
And,
compared
like,
to the New Testament?
the stuff he
God,
does to
yeah.
people is gnarly.
Well, and that's what people always say to me too. You know, the problem I have with the Bible, it's just so contradictory. Yeah, but there's a reason. There's a middle point where that switches over. That's why the New Testament is so. There's reasons for this, right? Like, so it's. I want to say.
What is that reason? Just really quickly, what is that
Well, it
reason?
was the birth. It was the birth of Christ. I mean, the New Testament is pretty much real human beings documenting a real man who lived.
Yeah.
The Old Testament's kind of Jack and the Beanstalk.
It was
You know what I mean?
written by
It's-
humans, and like
Right.
written by humans who I mean, there are nuggets of wisdom in there too, but that was also, it was so early in our evolution, they had no models for what good writing and storytelling was. So it's pretty rough from a literary
Well, and
standpoint
awesome,
too.
dare I say, humans weren't around when God created the earth and everything in the first 7 days. So all of these come from stories. You know, there's stories that have been passed on that are basically parables that tell you good ways to live your life, which, and like I said, I think there are innate things that we're born with that we know, like hurting children is innately bad, you know?
Come on, King Krog.
If I'm in love with my wife, I don't want, you know, my best friend to fuck her. You know what I mean? Like,
Come
this
on,
is
Leo.
a bad thing. You know, like these, the 10 Commandments are like, you know, just guidelines. You know what I mean? I mean, if you really could, all of us live our life by the 10 Commandments, the world would be a pretty cool place. I mean, you know,
And that's why, like,
maybe not as fun.
Right.
Chad
No
pointed at
lust.
Leo
Yeah.
when he said that. But King
Parking lot
Krog,
blowjobs would be off the table.
it just,
Unfortunately.
I think when I like read through the Bible and I read the Gospels, one thing that I notice is that living your life according to the wisdom of that book is that, yeah, I mean, maybe being hedonistic in the way the Satanic Bible advocates it is more fun in the short term,
Right.
but you start to feel like shit pretty quickly if you're living based on pure selfishness. You don't care what anybody else thinks of you. All that matters is your gratification now. And though it might be less fun to work hard and be nice and not cheat on your wife immediately, and you might kind of like you might resent the Bible a little bit and like the not being able to cheat on your wife during a long weekend in Vegas, in the end it will make you happier, I think.
You know, a lot of this stuff I think you discover as you get older. I mean, I was fortunate. I think we talked about this a little bit. When I was younger, I was in a band that we were at war with Slipknot before they were anybody. And we were really a really successful independent band. We went on tour with everybody from the Deftones to Limp Bizkit to System of a Down, like you name it, right? Damn. And
What band
during
was it?
that
What was the band
time
called?
period, like any 20-year-old kid, look, all the wrong shit's thrown at you when
Right.
you're doing it.
Drugs.
And of course, you tackle it like head on because it's like, dude, this is fucking awesome, right?
What was your band name?
It was called 35-Inch Mutter. I'll get you the music. It's like a hardcore. We were kind of in the Rage Against the Machine thing before Limp Bizkit, right at the same time they were.
What'd you play?
I played bass in that band.
You look like a fucking bassist.
We had a number 9 single nationwide. My manager that signed us is the singer for Tears for Fears. He's still my manager today, Kurt Smith.
Wow.
Yeah. So we got really lucky. I was in the middle of nowhere, Iowa. My cell phone rings,
That's
and it's this
Slipknot,
English
yeah.
dude. And I'm like, what the hell? And he's telling me he's the singer for Tears for Fears, which was weird because that was the first cassette I ever bought my dad as a gift.
Wow.
And I love Tears for Fears. I love Shout and Everybody Wants to Rule the World. I didn't believe
I
it
don't
was
know that
him.
band. I don't know Tears for Fears.
You don't know them? You ever heard Everybody Wants to Rule the World?
No.
Oh yeah.
Shout.
Have you, King Crick? You don't know that song.
Mad World.
Sing it.
Everybody wants to rule the world.
Now you stop, you go.
Doo-doo-doo.
Now what happens?
Everybody wants to rule the world. Doo-doo-doo. It repeats like
You just repeated what he already said out loud.
No, but that's actually how it goes.
Do you know
though, right?
Shout, 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 let it all out? You know that song?
No, I never
That's
heard
Tears for Fears?
Yeah.
I know that song. Okay.
So they're legendary. You know,
Okay.
right.
Big
So,
guys.
but crazy because I was in the middle of Iowa. I'm from a town of 300 people, and I'm like, what is going on? But my point isn't necessarily to go back to that, but it is to go back that through this that's how I wound up in LA. I was at her showcasing for record labels and got into music video directing initially. But in that time period, man, I mean, my wife now, it wasn't my girl through all that,
Wow.
you know, and I put her through hell, bro.
Yeah.
Like-
A lot of side pussy.
Oh, she knows. Like, well, we had, because I couldn't marry her before. Man, this is in a really fucking weird place.
So what happens on this pod?
You were the
Well, no,
bassist
I
for a band, dude.
Well,
There was
it
options.
just came down to like I could not marry her without being like, yeah, I gotta come clean, man. I can't because I do. She was my best friend, more than anything else. You know what I mean? And you don't realize, I think, until you're much older, kind of what that damage does and why it's wrong and why, you know, and how good a relationship can be if you actually do live it the right way. It's a weird thing because when you're younger, you just think, fuck that, I want pussy, man. You know what I mean? It's like, but over, like, it really can, you know, become something awesome, man. I mean, Where we're at now is like the best place imaginable.
You ever cheat on her with ghosts?
I've never cheated on her with a ghost.
You should be allowed to.
I think she'd probably allow that.
But let's, Chad, I want to get to the ghost real quickly. You said you had something to say about The Secret, though. I'd be curious because I'm a fan of that that philosophy and that piece of work. But
So I did a film called A Blood Red Sky, and it came out a while ago. We're going to watch a clip from it. And it was a film about this because I've always been fascinated with that because there have been times in my life where I swear to God, something else took over and like I will it to happen.
Me too, yeah.
Now, this is I'll give you a small, tiny example. I saw that you're a baseball player.
Yeah.
I was a baseball player. I was a D1 baseball player too. Went to Iowa State, played ball there.
Wow, Ohio State? Shit.
Iowa State.
Oh, Iowa State. That's
Yeah.
sick.
My father, unfortunately, went through a lot of. He was injured. He was burned really bad at one point. Like 3/4 of his body, 70%. He wasn't even supposed to live. He made it through it, and then he finally got back to the point where he could actually walk and jog. And the one thing he always loved to do more than anything else was ride a motorcycle. He's a Harley guy. My dad's an old biker. You know, he was in the Air Force forever. That he was a biker. He had never seen a baseball game of mine. And that was like my thing. Like, I know I want mine. Because when I was little, he was in the service. He was an engineer, so he was flown around the world. He was only home twice a year. So my senior year, he decides he's going to come to see my last home game. And he has this external fixator on because he got in this motorcycle accident that just fucked him up, man. Like 17 bones crushed in 32 places.
was this not the one that this had nothing to do with the burning?
This is after that. After
God.
he heals from that,
Damn.
fights his way all the way back to health.
Don't
gets
ride a bike,
motorcycle.
kids. Don't ride a
Right.
motorcycle.
So he comes to the game, and the entire season, I had only struck out twice. The whole season. I'm talking like 40-some games. My first 3 at bats with him watching, I strike out.
Yeah.
And it's getting to me. I mean, my old man, my old man was that guy that's a few words. So when he said it, it mattered. You know, I maybe heard "I love you" 3 times in my life, and it was earth shattering. When Pops gave you the, okay, you knew you earned that shit.
Baseball
you know?
dads are all the same, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I get up, my last at bat, senior, last inning, you know, runner on second, third. Long and short is, he seen me hit. It was the longest home run I had ever hit.
Let's go.
And it was, dude, it was awesome. But what the weirdest thing was, there's no way I can prove this to you. I knew it. Like when it happened, I don't remember it. Like something else took over.
Shit.
And it was just like boom. And then I remember like 6 or 7 seconds later, just kind of watching it going, I need to start jogging it. You know what I mean? I mean, something else happened. And it always stuck with me. I was like, what? Man, for some reason that at bat, when I went up, I wasn't nervous. I don't know what it was, but that one thing always stuck with me. And when years later, ended up making this film, my first film did pretty well. And I had, you know, raised money to go over to London and to Chillingham Castle to film this documentary. And it was about the power of the mind. And is it real? So we used the paranormal as a base. And I went through the first time myself, just as an investigator trying to capture activity, right? And then we had a guy that we totally put through like sensory deprivation. And then we sent him through. Then we had a girl that we put through sleep deprivation. Then we sent her through. And then last, we tricked the guy that's like my best friend in the world into thinking that he took LSD. But he actually basically took a soma, and he had broken his arms, and so he was already on a pain medication. So we knew that the soma would really like send him for a loop. And I wanted to see, because that's the place everybody wants to go in our field, is in that world of basically how, you know, DMT, like mind alteration. People are really super interested in that. But a lot of the doctors are afraid to go there. I'm like, I'm an independent filmmaker. I don't give a fuck. I'll go there, you know? And the goal was to see what would happen. And we set it up where they can't, okay, like while I'm inside, I can't talk to my team or see them, but they can see me, right? So we just wanted to see what would happen. Like, would we all share in one experience? Is there a greater desire for something that becomes everybody's reality. And dude, it was fascinating at the end of it. And we also invited Dr. Kieran O'Keefe, one of the world's top parapsychologists, just to be a witness to the events. He could not intervene. He could not change anything. He just had to witness it and make sure that health-wise, nobody was going to be, because Chillingham Castle, man, when I say it's in the middle of nowhere, I mean, it's like 8 hours from London. I mean, it's like, it's in the middle of nowhere. So if somebody gets hurt, you know, we're in trouble.
Yeah.
What was wild is I captured one of the wildest pieces of evidence, which we're going to watch, that I've ever captured, plus a series of things started happening around us, which is the last thing I'll show you guys. And it is truly mind-bending.
And is this unrelated to what you were saying about the law of attraction?
Why the fuck is that happening right now?
That's ghosts.
Dude, what the fuck?
That's a spooky.
What the fuck was
never
that? The
seen
light
that.
started
Devil in here,
flickering.
Chad.
If you're listening, a light just started flickering that Austin's had on for a long time, and I've never seen that happen before, so whatever.
Well, this is what the goal was, and what we found in the end is that whatever the person went in, whatever they wanted to happen became everyone's reality. Because the same time I was capturing stuff and things were happening to me, as you guys will see, tons of stuff starts happening to everybody. Mary Beth, who was sleep deprived, she went in the same place by herself, alone, cut off from everybody. All she wanted to do was sleep. She walked the whole castle, did everything. Not a thing happened to her the whole time. All of us in the booth watching her fell asleep.
Whoa.
The guy with sensory aggravation, he went in and he was like freaking out because this crazy, like we did some Clockwork Orange shit to him to make him, he's just watching the most crazy stuff. And he was completely anxiety ridden. When he went in, man, naturally a bunch of like, well, a fight broke out between Joey and I about what he was going to do. Weird, angry bangs and started happening on the walls. Not that I witnessed, but the caretaker witnessed. Everybody got in a fight basically during this. And then the last one, when Joey was completely, you know, like out of his, you know,
On
head,
Soma.
right?
Thinking he was on LSD, though.
Right, thinking he was on LSD.
Which is relevant because
I-
if whatever you think you're on, that's how your body is going to react.
That's what I was trying to see. I was trying to do two experiments there. One, what does our world become and what does his world become if he believes
They've put people under hypnosis.
it's the placebo effect?
They put people under hypnosis and told them they were going to brand them. And then while they were under hypnosis, they touched a piece of ice to their arm. Not dry ice, just a regular cube. And the skin blistered up because the person believed it was a hot brand.
And these stories are like this go on forever. I mean, like, and
It's insane.
It was insane. Joe, because Joey was terrified of LSD. And the whole time he just kept saying, dude, do not give me that. I'll do whatever you want, just not that. Because their agreement when this whole thing started is, if you want to do this, you sign up, you don't know anything. We're going, and you need to do what I tell you to do. That's the agreement. So the
That
whole
must have
time,
come in handy afterwards.
right? So the
Unzip
whole
in your
time,
pants.
yeah, dude, that'd have been terrible, dude.
You know,
He
you
walks
should-
in,
producer's
"Come here,
perks, dude.
Come here, buddy.
Joe. Come here, dude. But no, if you watch him, you see, at first I tell him, it's all good, dude. I'm not gonna make you, take the LSD. And he's like, dude, and he gives me a hug, and he takes the pills and he walks out. But I had my girl Mary Beth there. I had her wrap the pills and put like this a band-aid, or not band-aids, I'm sorry, rubber bands on the end just to make it look like it wasn't from like the pharmacy, like it was just much more, and it stuck in his head. And he thought at first he was clear. And then he went back in the room and then literally out of the blue, he just goes, Mary Beth, and she turns around, he's like, what the fuck did I take? And she's like, don't ask me, Joe. Don't ask me. And he starts freaking because he starts thinking, Chad is crazy enough to do this. He'd give me LSD, which I wouldn't have. But he's going to think that he freaked out. When he freaked out, dude, things in that castle. The guy that was there watching us, Kieran O'Keefe, was witness to like, dude, it started sounding like body bags were being drug on the ceiling of this place.
And so when the guy who thinks he's on LSD, the chick who's been sleep deprived, they're going through the castle. Everybody else is in a room together.
Watching them.
Why? And is this all going on over the course of one night or multiple days?
No, multiple nights.
Okay.
Multiple nights. Yeah.
So the energy, and then you're monitoring them. What from the control room? Everybody's
I'm controlling all of it, but I'm monitoring with them.
and so everybody in the room together. Do they see the lady walking through the castle?
Those that witness it, yes, we can witness the person going through. We can hear them. The person going through cannot talk to us, cannot see us. So they're cut off. So like even if something goes down, oh, by the way, they're not allowed to have a flashlight either. So they're just, all they can have is their camera on them. Which the only light they have is that little screen light, which under IR is nothing, you know? So, I mean, there are legitimate dangers too, like the spiral staircases that go up. Like if you go in these old castles, nothing's built to code, right? Like one door's 4'7", one door's 6'2". They're slanted like this
for the king's
and,
dwarf.
and the stairways that go up don't have any hand. So like it's just straight stairs, 4 floors. So he had to go up there in the dark and hug the wall and do all this. And you know, when the film came out, it did incredibly well. But there were two sides. There were sides that were like, dude, awesome that somebody's going there. Like, find out, you know? And then, of course, there were, I think they're babies that are just like, oh, my God, you could have got hurt. You know, like, people get hurt playing football.
You said a tired girl down a staircase.
Yeah, right. You know what I mean? I'm just like, if you want to find out, you got to find out.
The next time we do that, we got to have King Croc at the bottom of the staircase. Like, yo, what up, sister? Like, just fucking in a do-rag in England.
Boom, motherfucker.
It's funny, man.
Would you pack her out, King?
Nah, I wouldn't.
Yeah, he would. He would.
So-
so would Leo, but
You were mentioning undeniable evidence of possible paranormal activity.
Well, yeah. So I have a part of the reason that I'm here is I have a film coming out on September 20th everywhere. Right now, super excited. Apple TV, which is a great partner for this, is doing a pre-order. I'll give these guys the link.
Oh, yeah.
And what it is every time I meet somebody, I'm fortunate enough to be able to tour just about any city in America and have a good audience come out. And they
show your film.
Yeah, we do about 800 to 1,600 people a night.
awesome.
You know what I mean? Which is awesome. We should do something.
Paranormal fans, bro,
There's
let's
some hot
do it.
ghost
Yeah.
girls, dude.
Yeah, we
Dude,
should do
let's
something,
do it.
yeah.
Let's do one of these events.
Can we? When is the event? When's one that we could come to?
Once my film comes out, then I book the
Perfect.
tour after that. So our next tour that we'll be booking
I
will
wanna
be
go on tour.
at the end of it. No, I'd love to take you guys.
I want to go on
Please.
tour, dude.
Dude,
Leo
I would
and
love
I,
to take you
we're
guys.
gonna do
I'll send you some
shenanigans.
footage from our last tour to blow your mind.
Dude, there's got
interviews with those people?
hot ass ghost chicks, dude.
100%.
You know, dude, Chad. I know
You
you're
got a
married.
girlfriend, man. What are you talking about?
Listen to me. I know
Your
you're
girlfriend's
married.
beautiful, too.
Listen,
She is?
you've been checking out my girlfriend, huh?
Hey, I'm
gonna
married.
walk across this room and smack you. Listen, dude. I know you love the Bible and all that.
I don't.
But these ghost chicks, dude, they have no boundaries. They like it in the ass. I think it's really something you should consider.
I think that you will find that ghost women are very liberal.
Oh, there we go.
There's no shortage of they're liberal thinkers. I'm being honest, man. I mean,
You can gangbang them with Napoleon and like Dracula. You can do whatever
I've
you
never
want. dude.
done that, but you know, if you're asking the question, are there paranormal groupies and stuff? Of course there are. There's
Dude,
groupies for
it's-
anything
groupies
that
for anything.
anybody is famous. Yeah, you name it.
You and
name it.
Marlon Brando could be side by side.
Oh, that'd be the
Be like,
best.
all right, it's Brando's turn, and then Brad did the voice.
Suck my dick.
You could picture like the girl would believe that he was there, or she'd be just doing an invisible.
Dude, you gotta do it in the Cuban voice, dude.
The Cuban one.
Yeah,
the
that's
Cuban one.
Dude, Manny could be there. Chad was
Old
telling
Manny.
us that he just watched the most liberal university too, and he loved it, which
Dude,
is an honor
amazing.
because you're a talented filmmaker yourself, and it's
Appreciate
a really
that,
we
You know what
appreciate
I'm gonna say, you guys, man? You have really found something. Like the thing that you guys do. I think I told you guys last time that I don't know where you guys get like just to do that. Like, dude, I don't know if it seems scary and crazy to me. Way scary what I do, what you guys do, and especially the comedy is so over the edge. But what I love what you've done is this whole doing all the history and meeting the real people and showing these real situations. That adds so much to
It's
your
all-
brand of
it's all
comedy,
Danny.
dude.
It's all Danny,
It's
man.
gone.
Yeah,
It's literally gone from here to here. I'm not
Yeah.
kissing ass. I'm being dead serious, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate that, man.
It's really good. I laugh so hard that
Yeah,
dude.
it's nice. It's I feel that too, that we've come a long way. Like my parents, they weren't able to watch my videos a couple of years ago because the comedy was in place of actual comedic technique or exploring interesting topics. It was just pure profanity.
It has a purpose, right? It's not just slapstick shit. That's like, you know, let's go out and offend people. You
Yeah,
know what I
yeah.
mean? Like it has a purpose to it. And I love how you're also finding these characters and including the Lizard King. Like I said, that guy's gold. You couldn't
he's
cast
great.
for somebody.
That was
like
that's
you know
why
what I
we
mean?
believe it in. Well, I'm sort of, my mom was Catholic, and I always bring some kind of cross onto any of our shoots, and we do believe God's on our side, and that could be also the secret. That could be us willing into the universe. But a guy like Lizard King just stepped in. We started shooting the video, and within 2 minutes, he just comes up to us. It's wild.
I do believe in that stuff. I mean, just because I've seen so much of it, and that film really changed things for me. Even numerology, there are crazy things. When I first moved to the house that got me into all this. I mean, we were an atheist family, and then I find out that my house is right in the middle of what we later called the demonic triangle, which was, the Bliska axe murder house, and then it was Anna Eklund. It's the last Catholic sanctioned exorcism ever done. Jesus. And oh God, there's another place. But what's crazy is the Bliska axe murder house. That was my parents' anniversary.
Oh my God.
Yeah, the Anna Eklund's exorcism took place on my birthday.
Wow.
You know what I mean? You start connecting this. He's like, why is this
destined to be who
It's so
you are?
We had to do a
so
ghost hunting
strange.
video with you.
We have to
We
do
had
a
to do a
ghost
ghost
hunting.
hunting video where it's not like, oh, we went on a tour of Savannah, Georgia on a bus. Like, we got to go do some serious investigative
I would love
work.
to take. I mean, like, I obviously I know the brand of humor, but like,
Right.
if you guys really want to go on something real, I would love to see your reactions.
Yeah,
and we can discuss the different locations. Good thing is I can get us anywhere. I mean, and
Hell
there's
yeah.
some. Just depends on what level do you want to take it. You know what I mean?
I
Because
wanna
there
go
is a
all the way.
difference, man. There is a difference between what we call mom and pop hauntings versus places that are serious. You know, that
serious.
things go down. You know, so.
Damn.
I want to hear about this. I mean, I'm regretting we didn't bring Chad on earlier because I just want to talk to him all day. Let's see some of this, though.
So what this is we were talking. I said so. This film, really quickly, the number one question I've always gotten my whole life is, what's your favorite evidence? There's no way for me to say what my favorite is, but there's a collection of clips that are really cool that are insane shit that happened. So I finally put it together all in one film. It's the only paranormal documentary in the world that has over an hour of authentic paranormal activity, literally filmed over the course of 25 years. So we'll walk through. I put together 5 or 6 clips. There's like an extra one here too if we have time.
Hell yeah.
So
And
we
it's
can get through
called
it.
74 minutes, right?
74 minutes. Like I said, I'll give you guys the link. Right now, you can pre-order it on iTunes and Apple TV. September 20th, it's out everywhere
yeah.
you can stream.
So this Halloween, maybe a video,
Oh my
love it,
God.
dude.
We'll do a Halloween video, Chad? What do you think about that shit?
Let's do it. I would love it. I would love it, man.
Dude, it's so cool that you're a fan, man. It's really awesome.
Huge fan, dude.
Hell
And
yeah.
you know what I love about it too is like nobody in the paranormal field would dare sit in this seat with you too. Of
course not.
Nobody
Of course
would.
not.
But like I've always said, if you can't have a sense of humor about this shit,
Right.
like there's humor in everything in life,
So
man.
true.
If you can't have a sense of humor about a grown man walking around in the dark talking, you know what I mean? It's funny. So I've never, and I also think when you're real and honest about your stuff, the same way I am with mine, you can't really get offended. You know what I mean? It's just like, this is what I do. If you don't like it, that's cool. You know what I mean? It's what I do, though.
Yeah,
So-
there's something about if you have a passion for your work and you're really good at it,
Yeah.
that you have enough meaning in your life that what other people do doesn't bother you.
Right.
That's what it's gonna be-
Especially when you've been so good at it, you've been fortunate enough to do it for a living.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't that really the secret to life? Find what you
Totally.
love and do it a lot. You know what I
Absolutely.
mean? I think so.
Absolutely.
So I don't wake up ever unhappy. Do
Yeah.
you guys? I mean,
No,
I don't. You know?
I don't. I never do.
So,
I mean,
no.
I wake up sometimes a little bit stressed out because
Yeah.
in order to keep doing what I love, I have to work really hard. But then you just go back to finding the equilibrium of a good balance of not overworking and seeing family and friends. Yeah, the people who get offended are the people who have no direction in life and aren't happy, and that is their religion. is
Well,
to get
anxiety is a
upset.
twin elevation. If you're going to keep working at stuff, you're going to have anxiety. But that's at least for me, that's what that's the drive, right? Like every time I make a film or put something out, my first thought is, okay, I've done this.
Yep.
I've got to go here. You know what I mean? And whatever that is, whatever it takes, that's what we're gonna do. You know,
And it's all about the creation, the satisfaction. Like we just put out a pretty badass video. It's been a good day. I'm happy that people like it, but I mean, tomorrow, right back to work on the next one, and that's great.
and
the
you guys,
creation's
you guys
satisfaction.
kill it. You guys put out a ton of content too, which is awesome. So yeah, congrats on everything that you guys are doing too. Congrats on the stuff with No Jumper too. I'm gonna talk about that more later. I'm a big Adam fan as well. I started following him when he had less than 5,000 followers.
Wow.
I found him early, bro.
I watched him get his ass licked this morning. Not in person, but I watched a video of it.
His porn stuff that he does.
Yeah, yeah.
It's wild. It's so wild.
Maybe I can hook you up. Maybe you can get on the plug couch.
I do not want to be on the plug couch.
You can sum it
I
up.
do not want to be on the plug couch.
You can summon up Casper the Friendly Ghost.
I do not want to be on the
Casper
plug couch,
will rim
but I
Adam,
am
dude.
a massive Adam fan.
Hell
So
yeah,
awesome.
dude.
So when I saw it was you, I was like, "You're kidding me!" I'm like,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is fucking awesome.
He might he might have you for an episode or something. He might be
I love it.
he might be interested.
sure,
But
yeah.
let's see some of
Okay.
this. This is a lot of evidence here, Chad. And we don't have that long, so we're gonna have to be a bit selective.
Let's move through it. So,
Okay.
well, this one's because it's local. It's picture based, but there's my wife. She is the biggest skeptic. Like even though I believe, I'm still a skeptical believer. Like 99% of stuff isn't real. You can figure it out.
Yeah.
My wife's so hard on me, but I included the two clips that really made her a believer. This was the first one that put her like, man, that was super weird. So Suicide Bridge, Pasadena, California.
Been telling Dino to go there
It's
for a
a
couple months.
bridge. Yeah.
You know the bridge, right, Danny? Have you seen it?
If you don't know the story,
Now. Where is it at, Exon?
it's in Pasadena, California.
It's Pasadena.
Oh, wow.
I know it in my head. I didn't know it was a big suicide location.
It's the Colorado Street Bridge is
They
actually the
closed
name
it,
of it,
right? They
but
closed
it's
it
known.
because of the suicides.
I think it's back open again.
wow.
I know for a while
Dino.
there was all
Thank
kinds of
God.
concerns. There's a public park right below it, and it's crazy. Like when I was there was 114 suicides that had taken place directly below the bridge. I think it's a public park. I had been there several times. Nothing had happened. And I'm that dude. If something doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. That's just you go home. You know what I mean? So my wife was bored one night. I was like, just come out with us. And she's like, I don't want to come out. I hate doing this shit. It bores the hell out of me when nothing happens. But I talked her into it. So she goes out. We're probably out there for, quite a while, and nothing's happening. So I finally am like, okay, I'd use the bathroom. So there's a little arroyo, it's like a little river that comes right through there, like a little stream. And the only way to really use the bathroom and get away, because there was another dude that was there with me that was investigating as well, is to walk a ways down. So I get a ways away from them, probably, 50 yards or so. And I'm going to the bathroom. Number one, not number two, go to the bathroom. And as I'm sitting there, it's that feeling that many people have described, and you just feel like, dude, there is somebody with me right now. Like as I'm going to the bathroom.
That's creepy.
I'm literally like, hello? I'm like looking over my shoulder. I'm like, hello. Okay. I take my camera, I put it back like this, and just take one photo.
Oh, God.
Now, the biggest story there of what people say they see is an adult and a child spirit, because this is true. I believe it was a father. People said it was a mother at first, but I believe it was a father and his 4-year-old son. He jumped to his death and he took his kid with him. Right?
Damn, with this kid.
People see these
Savage.
black spirit of a larger, like shadow man spirits walking around of a child and an adult. That's what they say they see. I had never seen it. Go ahead and hit play on this video.
One of the most haunted locations in Pasadena, California is Suicide Bridge, which after visiting the bridge countless times without experiencing any activity,
turn it down
I
just a little bit,
finally
Austin?
experienced something very bizarre, which I documented in the following video.
So that's the park right
I
below
want to
there.
share 2 photos with you that I took back in 2002 at a location known as Suicide Bridge. Now, Suicide Bridge is actually the Colorado Street Bridge in Pasadena, California, which it's known as Suicide Bridge because over 100 people have committed suicide off the bridge. Now, what's really interesting is there's a public park below the bridge, so anybody can go there at any time they want, day or night. Now, there's all kinds of activity reported out there, but the primary story when it comes to actual sightings, people claim to see a tall and a short shadow person together all the time. And this is from a real story where a mother actually held her 5-year-old son in her arms and jumped to her death. Now, the first 2 times I went there, nothing happened. I spent 4 to 5 hours both times, and I mean nothing happened. The third time I went back, I talked Laura into going with me, which I'm not sure how I did that because she was quickly bored.
You think you're about to make a porn,
Nothing was
Chad.
going on.
It's back
We
of
were
the tour
there
bus.
about 3 hours, and I was getting ready to leave. I had to go to the bathroom, though. So I meandered my way south of the bridge, walked a little bit to find an area to go to the bathroom. While I'm going to the bathroom, I get this overwhelming, creepy feeling. It's the feeling all investigators talk about. You just feel like somebody is there. So I grab my camera with my right arm, kind of flip the lens over my shoulder, and I take this photo, which I was floored with what I saw. Do you guys see 2 figures?
I mean, yeah.
It gets better. There's more that happens here.
My first thought, obviously, is that this could be visual matrixing. I could be just finding a pattern. But to me, this looks like an adult and a child. So I'm fascinated by this photo and really anxious to show it to Laura, in which I come around the corner and Laura is standing with the camera above her head.
Press pause real
filming
quick,
up at the
Austin.
bridge.
I just want to encourage everybody who's listening to get on YouTube and watch this because this is edited really well. This is not just a shitty little iPhone clip that Chad's narrating. It looks really good.
Thanks, brother.
And I'm like, hey, what's up? What are you doing? She goes, I don't know. I just got this weird feeling right now, Chad. And I'm like, physically? And she's like, yes, I have a weird physical feeling. Plus something told me to just film the bridge. So because Laura is so freaking skeptical, I decided to take some photos of her while this is going on. And this is the first photo that I took of her here. Look at this.
This is wild.
Now, I have no clue what this is flying around her. You can hear it in my stuttering. I'm still
Did an
confused
eel
when I
commit
look at this
suicide?
photo. I have no idea what this is.
The fuck is
I have no idea what it is. But I do find it very interesting that right about the same exact time that I had my bizarre experience, I took the photo over my shoulder, Laura was also having a weird experience in which I took this photo of her. The timing was really weird.
All right, pause for a second. So you'll see kind of a trend here. A thing that I've noticed, and this is after doing this for so many years, is usually when one thing happens, as fast as you can, get over being scared and get that camera ready. Because things usually happen in succession. If one thing happens, usually there's like bang, 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 and then it's over. And that's usually how it happens. That flying around here, what's amazing about this is you can tell from the that she's clear, everything's clear. This was a super high frame rate. So this isn't like some open frame rate that you're just holding with some light or something. This is super, super fast at snapping. So whatever that was, it was cruising around her real fast, you know? And people refer to this as spirit lights. They see this in Waverly Hills a lot of times too. But yeah, it's, you know, between both of those events kind of happening at the same time, it was interesting. And to anybody who's interested, what's great about this location too, it's free. Anybody can go to this. Anybody.
Anybody can go. Anybody can jump. Anybody. Chad, let's keep it going.
All right, cool. Let's move on to the next clip. Just go ahead and hit play. This next one I love, man. Okay, hit pause really quickly.
He's even got this organized with
Known
art
as
clips at the top.
I love that.
Yeah, it's got Danny and Leo evidence clips.
Number 2.
I didn't realize you guys were going to put it in live. That's super cool. Okay, so Queen Mary.
The ship in Long Beach.
Yes, if you've not heard about it, it is actually very, very haunted. I've been there many times, had many experiences. I have
Some of them gay.
none of them gay. I've had just a lot of evidence from there, but this one you'll see at the end really freaked me out because something occurred that I've never seen before or after, and it almost seems like it's movie-ish. It's pretty crazy. But anyways, we had done an investigation down the hole of the boat forever, and nothing happened. So afterwards, we went to there's the observation bar in front. It's just a bar, and outside of photography of ghosts. I mean, I'm just a photographer, period. And there's this incredible like this mural on the wall, and I decided to take a picture of this mural. Okay. We'll leave it there. Go ahead and hit play and watch what happens.
Known as one of the most haunted locations in the world, I'm very fortunate to live only 20 minutes away from Long Beach, California's Queen Mary Hotel, which I've investigated 19 times. But oddly enough, the most compelling evidence that I've ever captured there came after a fruitless investigation, which I explain in the following sequence. Well, I noticed a mural behind the bar, and I really liked this mural, so I had put my camera on a really a high shutter speed, which I like to shoot with, because it kind of freeze frames people's actions when you take a shot. So I was focusing on the back of the mural, and I popped off 9 photos in about 2.5 seconds. Well, right in the middle, photos number 4 and 5 came back, and as you can see right now, there's a woman in both photos, or what appears to be a woman in both photos. The dress that she was wearing was completely unique of anybody that we saw in the room that night. Also, if you look at the location that she's standing, she moves about 2 feet or so, and this is in a fraction of a second. It was packed that night. Nobody could have
You look
sprinted
like a new
across.
metal bassist.
What's really interesting
this
is every
selfie
other
shot, for
person
sure.
that you see in frame, there's masks to them. You know, you can't see through them. And what's great about the photo is there's somebody really close, which is Adrian's friend. Adrian's on the right side, as you can see. You can see the bartender in the back. You can see the girl at the table behind us. Both these photos are first-generation photos. I have sent them to photo experts.
like a billowy
There's been no
19th
photoshopping
century
done
sort
to
of
them.
dress.
This is, you know,
Yeah, this
what
is
you
about to
see
get
is what it
super
is.
weird, guys.
But what's even more bizarre is after showing these photos at a presentation event while on tour in 2014,
Dude, we're
Wow.
going.
an attendee of
have
mine
to-
pointed out that
packed
as
crowd.
the unexplained woman in the photo approaches Adrian's friend to the left, you can see her skull. Which, after re-examining the photo, I was shocked to learn that my attendee was right, as I had never noticed this before. In fact, if you change the color profile, you can clearly see her skull, which is a bit terrifying, as I don't even have a theory
I don't see the skull.
as to why
You
this
don't see
would be
it?
the case.
No. Which part of it is the skull? I just.
These are the eyes.
You know what's kind of weird? On this TV, you can't
Oh, I
see it as
see,
well,
I
but I
see.
could still see it from here. I could see it better on my laptop. But what's really strange, regardless, yeah, I can make it out. Why? Why is her face changing? You know what I mean? Especially, and why is it changing in that nature? What is the glowing things in front? I mean, this is nothing more than a camera that I'm just holding like this. That's it, you know? And again, and this was pointed out, as I pointed out there, I had never seen it. And then we kept going and doing live events. And after the third person said, there's a skull right there, you know, then I was like, you know what? Holy shit, there is. Especially once I started changing the colors on it. But anyways, these are a couple photo evidence things. I know people love to see the video stuff, so we can move into that. Do you guys have questions about this stuff?
No, I'm loving it. It's really, really compelling.
This is the scariest one I've seen so far.
It's wild, right? It's
was
super
kinda
wild.
wild.
It's super wild.
King Croc, would you pack out the lady on the ship?
I'm gonna have to up it on her, bro.
You'd up it?
I'm upping it.
King Croc, a set is a set.
It's crazy.
All right, let's go.
Okay, go ahead to the next one.
This is fun.
Okay, this is super wild. All right, so I was the director and a co-star of a TV show on A&E years ago called Paranormal State. And actually, we did 6 seasons. To the fans of Paranormal State, thank you guys. We were many times #1 rated paranormal show in the world. So I was very successful there. I was also fortunate enough to direct the series as well. This case blew my mind. It's a private residence in Daisytown, Pennsylvania. Okay, the house was built by the grandfather, and the grandson is married to a woman. They live in this house now. The woman and her daughters only, as a son and 2 daughters. The women of the house are tormented by something. I'm talking scratches, bruises, hits, things thrown at them, knives thrown at them, couches thrown at them. While I was in there filming this episode, when they would bring in the woman, we had production lights set up. They started exploding, dude.
What?
Yes, this is in the episode. But what's wild is we went back. This is only a few cases that we go back to after we first investigated it. So in this, we went back because what we heard is the grandfather hates women, especially kind of, uppity, strong women. We had Michelle Belanger very big, strong, intelligent, amazing psychic. And we brought her in and we said, hey, just provoke the hell out of Gramps. You know, start talking mad shit to him, right? And in the episode, you see her talking and she walks into this room and you can hear my voice. I'm in the room. Ryan, who's the star of the show, he's in the room. Michelle's in the room. You hear a cameraman's in the room. And over her shoulder, something incredible happens. I'm going to have you guys just watch it yourself when it happens. But this is the first time that anybody's ever actually seen my angle as well. And my angle, and really, if you work in television, you understand this. If you don't get things in time to the production company, they're moving on. Like, they're going to cut it together with what they got, and they got to keep rolling. They literally just were slow getting the footage in, so they didn't include my footage. But my footage sealed the deal on it, because my footage shows that nobody touched this wall when they came in. You can see the cameraman go by. You can see her go by. And I break it down because this is some compelling ass footage. Watch this.
During the glove episode of Paranormal State, an unexplained thermal handprint suddenly appeared on the wall next to Michelle Boulanger's head. But in the following footage, for the first time ever, you're going to see my camera angle, which proves that the handprint was truly paranormal. What you're seeing on the right is my camera angle, while Ryan Buell is using the thermal camera on the left. Now, when this clip begins, you'll see the cameraman walk past Michelle to stage at the end of the room. Notice that Michelle is facing forward, as she rubs her wrist briefly before lowering her hands for a few seconds, just before she decides to move down the wall to inspect a closet she noticed. Now, Michelle does touch the wall here, but because of my angle, you can see that her touch is down the wall next to the closet, which is nowhere close to where the unexplained handprint appears.
That is the world's shallowest closet.
Okay, so her hand's on the wall there, but she's going to walk back over,
It's got to open onto that other room.
which my angle proves.
What the hell did you put on there?
So after making a few comments about the closet being shallow, as it's only a foot or so deep, she returns to her original spot, in which once again, you can see that she places both of her hands against the wall, where they will remain.
Come on, are there any spirits here? Anyone who wants to
Okay,
communicate?
start watching the thermal footage.
Anyone
Just look at her
frightened
head
of
when
our
you see her.
presence?
To the left of
Anyone
her head.
angry that we're here?
If you look right here, the handprint is already appearing, which makes
Damn.
no sense, as my camera angle proves that nobody has touched the wall there.
What's the 10-year-old girl's name?
Maria?
Maria, yeah.
Are you trying to frighten Maria?
Michelle, did you put your hand on the wall? Right behind you? Like right to your right shoulder.
No, right where my hands are here.
You sure? Like right to your right shoulder. Because there's a handprint right there.
My hand's there.
There.
Well, as you can see, there's a lot of issues with this handprint, as it's not only much larger than any handprint Michelle could have made,
it's
but
big.
it looks more like
my
a
fucking
hand
hand.
stand, as it's all nearly one color, which means it's all nearly one temperature. But the most important aspect of this handprint is that the thumb is facing inward, which means that if Michelle would have touched the wall,
She couldn't have.
she would have had to
Yes.
twist her entire torso, which again, as my footage proves, she never does. The only other person that could have touched the wall is the cameraman, and as you saw at the beginning of the clip, he walked right past Michelle.
How long would a thermal handprint last on a wall before it fades?
Okay,
No,
pause. This is the end of it, or we can let it run out. But basically, what isn't included in here, just because it's a very long process, we put my fresh handprint up against it. Okay, my fresh handprint lasted a little over 3 minutes. This handprint lasted over 11 minutes. As though what I believe happened, if we take the Gramp story for what it is, she's talking mad shit to Grandpa.
You think she was
I
penis
think
shaming him?
Grandpa. I think
She was penis
Grandpa.
shaming him.
You got a small little cock.
Danny's gonna get some real, dude. We're gonna get some real fucking paranormal activity when
we
you're
got
talking
this.
shit in there.
We got to
dude.
bring in a big titty bitch who just cock shames Gramps.
Well, what I think happened is I think Gramps let her know, and the thumb in, I'm right here, because the thumb indicates he's face to face with her. if you look where that handprint is, he would be face to face with her.
Damn, he was trying to get up in there.
Fuck. It's wild.
That's creepy as fuck, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Let's keep rolling, man. I'm
All right,
hooked.
keep going.
I'm
She
hooked.
couldn't have, dude. Look at where she's standing. She was standing there the whole time she was in.
Handprint. You sure, Michelle?
No, look, even if she went like this.
See, I caught it right away because it was thumb in.
No, I walked in with it, bro.
I stood here like this.
See it?
Yeah,
There.
absolutely.
Although I can't attest to what was creating the handprint, it was believed that the deceased grandfather, who was a coal miner, was actively haunting only the females in the house, as he was said to be extremely sexist, which is why Michelle began provoking him. So could this mean that the grandfather is responding to Michelle's provocation by letting her know that he's face to face with her? Well, the truth is that none of us know for sure, but what I can tell you is that this handprint should not be here.
Okay, this next clip I love. This is one of my favorite clips. So back to my wife. One of the things that made her believe you're about to see it. I have to tell a quick story because it's going to make this really awesome.
We don't have too much time, Chad. We kinda
Okay,
gotta
I'm going to
hustle
hustle. Stanley Hotel, built by the guy who built the first Stanley steamer, right? Supposedly the hotel is haunted by him. He built this. He was loaded. He was like the Zuckerberg of his day. He built this literally to breathe cool mountain air because they believed that helped tuberculosis. And he built a hotel so his friends could come play with him, basically, and just mess around out in the mountains. They say if you come across his ghost, that you'll know him by the clicks of his boot heels. Okay? So my wife and I and some friends, we used to go out during Christmas, and we would stay there because nobody's in the place at Christmas, and the manager would give us a key to everywhere. The one place I always try to ghost hunt is the place that no one ever goes, because if we believe that a spirit is like us but without the body, if that, they're going to want to get away from people just like we would want to get away from people at times. The one place he said no one's ever investigated is the employee break room. So myself, Laura, and this guy Sid Schultz is down there with me. I'll tell you right now, you're going to hear the boot steps. And what's really cool is the camera turns, and you can see that I'm wearing rubber-soled Vans. He's wearing rubber-soled cross trainers, and Laura's wearing flip-flops. But what happens after that? Remember I said things happen in a row? This is crazy. At first, you're going to hear something slam into, or after the footsteps, you're going to hear something slam into the wall. That's a breakfast table and a chair. Okay, that's just off camera. It slammed into the wall. But then something literally just rises up and right in front of the camera and fires out of the room. And if you look, there's a white cable that's hanging down. And when this thing crosses it, it actually blacks out that cable. Okay? So we know it's not just a light, because if it was a light, it would go to the back wall, and you'd still be able to see the string there. So check this out when this happens. And it freaked Laura the hell out.
The following footage was filmed at the Stanley Hotel, which is famous because Stephen King, while staying in room 217, had a paranormal experience that would inspire King to write The Shining. But in relation to the following footage, what's important is that the Stanley Hotel is said to be haunted by the owner, F.O. Stanley, who
I've
after
been there
being
before,
diagnosed with
dude.
tuberculosis, built the hotel so he could live a life where he can breathe the cool mountain air of Colorado. While there
He
are
died
countless
tuberculosis?
legends associated with the ghost of
Did not die
F.O.
there.
Stanley, after speaking with the manager and a bartender, they both told me that should I cross paths with the ghost of F.O. Stanley, I would know him by the clicks of his boot heels. Keep that in mind as you watch this footage.
So this is us down in the employee break room.
If you're in here, please give us some kind of sign that you are.
And that feeling was thick. It was creepy.
We don't mean you any harm. We're only here to document your presence. We want to show as many people as we can that you're here. We want people to know your story. So please give us a sign.
What is that just came on?
Where? Did you hear the footsteps? What? Yeah. Behind me. Do you hear them? That wasn't you? No. Do you hear them?
Yeah.
That's with me.
Now manifest for us, please.
It's here.
Let us see
Calm
you.
down. Did you hear the footsteps? What? Yeah. Behind me. Do you hear him? That wasn't you? No.
You can see all of our feet, so we're not wearing boots.
Footsteps?
Right? That's what I'm showing us.
Behind me. Do you hear him? That wasn't you? No. To the footsteps? What? Yeah. Behind me. Do you hear him? That wasn't you? No.
Well, the footsteps are one thing, but what's really interesting about this clip, if you look, as my camera rises, you'll see a shadow rise, and then it darts across. At first I thought, oh, that's just, some kind of shadow I'm creating. But in slow motion, you see that the shadow is actually rising faster than my camera. It rises up the wall, and then it shoots down the wall. Right after we heard the table and the chair slam into the wall.
Yeah. That's with me. Now manifest for us, please. It's here. Let us see you.
Moves so smooth, too.
Yeah. That's with me. Now manifest for us, please. It's here. Let us see you.
Face fuck that ghost?
Face fuck the ghost. Dude, I think Danny taking your little wee-wee out when that's happening.
Hey, I don't have the little wee-wee, dude.
This is
Taking
where
your
you should
above
do
average
edibles
wee-wee.
next time, Danny.
Oh my God. Doing edibles in a haunted house?
Dude, we got to do something gnarly.
Okay, give me one more, because this is going to blow your fucking mind.
You got
okay?
it. Is this the biggest one? This is the big one right here?
It's one of the two big ones I put
Okay.
on here for you. This one's good. So remember I said earlier that things happen in succession. Okay, when I first got to Chillingham Castle, you fly from LA all the way to London, then we got picked up right away, 8-hour drive to Chillingham. And by the way, Chillingham Castle, for you Braveheart fans, this is the castle of King Edward Longshanks. That's a real guy who killed William Wallace.
Tortured him.
Yes, that's a real dude that's really happened. This is his home. He built this castle to torture not only the Scots, but specifically the Scots' children. That's why it was built. It was brutal, man. So I get in at 4 o'clock in the morning. I am so tired. And right away, the guy that, watched over the place, he wants to take us on the history tour then. And I'm sitting here like, God, I wish I had your strength of tongue just going, fuck this. It's 4 a.m., dude. But I was like, okay. I was falling asleep in every room that we went into, man. So I just didn't hear his stories. All right, that's going to be important to understand later when you watch this. So what you're going to see first is a series of audible things that happen. You're going to hear a breath, and then something really awesome is going to happen. You're going to hear a girl that's going to say he's not there, and then you're going to hear a door open, all right? That's the first piece. I included clips 5 and 6 together, okay? When we go to clip 6, this is when I told you that first investigation I went through to try to capture something. Watch. I thought one thing was happening. Watch how this all plays together. It's mind-blowing. All right, go ahead.
On a few occasions in my career, I've experienced an immense amount of activity in a short amount of time. In the footage you're about to see, that is exactly what happened at Chillingham Castle, as 6 unexplainable events occur within a 15-minute window.
Is right next to that. Yeah. When you go up a few stairs, over that way.
Is that guy the ghost hunter who gets all the chicks?
Just so you know, it's extremely common to check
Leo
with the film
would hate that
crew
guy.
for confirmation as to what you may have heard or saw, as they're not only another set of eyes and ears, they're a better set of eyes and ears due to the cameras and audio gear. That's exactly what happens here, as Joey hears a disembodied breath and asks our camera operator, "What was that?" In which he lets Joey know, "I heard it, definitely."
A few stairs, over that way. What was that? Yeah, I had it.
John, if you're here, let me know. What the fuck?
That was just a bang right
John,
in front
if you're
of
here,
That's all
let
it
me
was,
know.
right?
What the fuck?
Damn.
He didn't hear
It's all
anything
gonna
into
make
it.
sense to him after he comes out.
Could have been a little more charming there, Chad, right?
Yeah, what the fuck?
I'm known for this.
You were
Trust me.
scared, though. I get
So see that? Look, this is crazy. There's just a female voice,
What the fuck?
and then the door opened.
I just did the same thing Chad did.
Yeah, that's great.
That sounds pretty fucking... Oh my
In this sequence of events, I love Mary Beth's expression, as in addition to looking to see what door is opening, knowing that she's the only girl in the room, she also looks directly to her camera operator for confirmation that he also heard the disembodied voice, which sounds as though it came from a young girl with a British accent.
We'll come back to the door.
There's not another door.
Was it that?
That's not my door.
That's the only door?
Yeah, there's not one to the outside.
Oh. So it was that door?
Yeah.
Keep getting these sounds, like deep breathing sounds, and like these sounds on the pew, like he's sitting next to me.
In this capture, if you listen closely, you'll hear a second voice whisper something directly over my voice, which is great, as it shows that a second entity is speaking in the room that has to be very close to me, as my handheld camera recorded the whisper.
It's fucking. It's fucking. It's fucking.
The following sequence, which was filmed at Chillingham Castle.
So while all that is going on, I'm up just walking through the castle, okay? And I get to this room, and the ghost of John Sage is the ghost that everyone's afraid of in this castle, because he was the head torturer, right?
Sick fuck. Huh?
Supposedly, he haunts everywhere but the chapel. I didn't know this because I fell asleep through the walkthrough.
Mm-hmm.
So I start provoking John to come to the chapel and calling him every name there is and doing all this stuff, not realizing I'm in the chapel. Well, there's a bigger reason why that's an issue. I guess there's another ghost there named Eleanor that's a little girl. She only resides in the chapel. And supposedly, when people come in there, she wants them to leave, and she'll pull the pew cushions off because John Sage follows people. So I'm in this chapel saying, "Come, John Sage." Okay? Now remember earlier you heard a voice that said he's not there. Keep watching all this, and it all makes sense at the end.
Provided
And
me
you're
with
fixing
all
to
I
see a
needed
huge piece of
to
evidence.
believe in ghosts. When this segment begins, you will see me in the chapel, in which I'm provoking the spirit of former head torturer John Sage, who is believed to be the ghost of a child rapist and a murderer. After provoking Sage for only a few minutes, something truly incredible was documented.
If you're gonna communicate, John, you better do something definitive. I better know for a fact it's you. To kill kids? Seriously? I don't know how a man was measured in the 12th and 13th century, but I could tell you if you did that today, you would be locked up, you would go to jail, you would become somebody's girlfriend.
Get packed out.
What the fuck? Ah!
No, we'll come back. You'll see what happened. I'm hiding it on purpose for the sake of the movie right now, but you'll see what happens.
I just realized King Croc can't hear this. I'm fucking sorry, King.
I just stood up and I started talking, and the seat pad that I was sitting on came off the pew.
I was genuinely scared, man.
I mean, I would be too.
That thing flew at me
Did you
with
guys have
velocity.
eyes on
Wait till you
me?
see this.
On the pew?
Yeah.
Did I do that when I stood up with the seat?
We can't tell from here.
I said, but in today's, world, you'd become somebody's bitch. And I looked down, and the entire length of the pew seat is off and falling around my fucking legs.
What do you mean it's off and flying?
Come look at it. Come look at it. Yes, the whole length of the
I want to be the guy
entire
that
seat.
talks shit to the ghost.
That's who you're going to be. Who else are you going to be?
That's who you're going to be.
Yeah,
I'm so
that's who
down.
you're going to be.
The whole thing was moving off. The whole thing.
This has non-skid on the back.
That has non-skid?
Yeah.
Sit down and stand up and actually try to pull it off.
Yeah, no fucking way.
Yeah.
That you
I mean, just awkwardly trying to pull it off and it's not coming.
Dude, there's no way on earth. I can't take this off if I'm trying.
Yeah.
I can't take this off if I'm trying. We have that DVR footage. You'll see how long I'm talking before anything happens.
It looked like you stood up and were saying something or talking, and then you freak out.
Drag it like that? That's not how it did. It all moved at once. If you look to the right-hand corner, you're gonna see the very end of it. And it comes off with such force, you're gonna see it pop up here in the corner. You're gonna see the actual seat. And you're also gonna notice that when I stand up and start talking, I have one hand on the camera, one hand is in my pocket. I did not touch anything. If you did that today, you would be locked up, you would go to jail, you would become somebody's girlfriend. What the fuck? Ah! You You would go to jail. You would become somebody's girlfriend. What the fuck?
You could hear it sliding. If you watch my body, you can see when it hits me too.
You would go to jail. You would become somebody's girlfriend. What the fuck?
I mean, it's too much velocity to be anything that you could have done.
He was telling the guy John Sage that he was going to get packed out in prison for what he did. That's literally what he was saying.
Oh yeah.
And this is him explaining
revisit.
That the little ghost
They're all
does
on
it.
the floor. They're all on the floor. They've all been pulled off.
Fuck John
It's fantastic to actually see it.
To be honest, I was incredibly thankful to see Graham excited by the fact that we documented the pew cushions being thrown. Because the day before, shortly after it happened, he was upset by the fact that I was asking John Sage to come to the chapel, as Graham believes the chapel to be the peaceful home of a child spirit named Eleanor, in which she hides in the chapel to avoid John Sage.
Like Graham's
Do get pulled off.
Chapel.
They're saying it's a mischievous child. Let's say you're dealing with someone. So she's about 10, 12-year-old.
This happens often?
When she's having a tantrum.
Wow. What's her name?
Eleanor.
Eleanor?
Yeah, she probably didn't like you.
Eleanor, I'm sorry. I'm being dead serious. Eleanor, I was really tired last night and I fell asleep a few times. I'm sorry, Eleanor.
With you being in, it's classed as her area. Sorry.
She's pissed.
John Sage. She not like that.
Once I learned this and reviewed the evidence that we captured from the control room, I was blown away, as without my knowing, there was a much bigger picture that was playing out right before our eyes. If you remember the audio evidence from earlier, at the same time that a side door opened, my team heard a disembodied voice of a young girl who had a British accent, saying, "He's not there." Well, only 5 minutes after that happened, the pew cushion was thrown at me.
You would go to jail. You would become somebody's girlfriend. What the fuck?
So if we take Graham at his word and plug in the legend of Eleanor and John Sage, because my team and I are not in radio contact, it would appear as though Eleanor is trying to let my team know that John Sage is not there. He's not in the chapel. That's who I'm calling for. And at the same time, the door opens. That door led to the chapel stairwell.
That's the only door?
Yeah, there's not one to the outside.
Oh. So who's that door?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and stop it for me.
So again,
that's why when people say to me, like, do you believe in ghosts and stuff? It's like the amount of things that would have to happen that are unexplainable for that story to play out.
Yeah.
Come on. You know what I mean? It's like,
Is
how
this
many
an
things?
afterlife? Is that proof of an afterlife?
Or another dimension.
Or another dimension.
I think I'm much more of a believer in, and I think most of the hard and studied, like, investigators that do this really are starting to go more towards the string theory idea, the idea that there's 13 different dimensions, and at times they're clipping each other, and you see them at times. Who knows what determines how long those time periods are? But she doesn't have to be dead for this to happen. She could be in that time period, not knowing what's going on. If you see the movie The Others, great movie. At the end, there's the flip, right?
Yeah.
Same kind of thing. She could be in there, and suddenly a voice comes out, and my voice, and says, "John, get in here," and she could be like, "He's not here." You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
So.
Damn, poor girl.
But yeah, what's great about this film, like I said, we watched 10, 15 minutes. It's an hour and 26 minutes long, and it's chock full, man. Over an hour of the most intense stuff I've captured all over the world.
It's awesome. It's going to be on Apple TV or everywhere.
Everywhere on September 20th. Right now, you can pre-order it. It's cheaper on iTunes and Apple TV. I'll get you guys a link.
Yeah,
yeah.
sounds awesome, man.
We'll
And
put
we're
it
going to
in the
go
bio.
this Halloween. I'm going to talk shit to one of the poltergeists.
Fuck yeah.
Leo's going to get sucked by one of the chicks.
Oh, yeah.
And King Croc's going to pack one out.
It's going to be great.
You're going to rape a ghost?
You know
King
what,
Croc?
man? I pray to
Will
God.
you
something
run through the
huge
haunted
happens.
house with a boner? Can we ask him that real quick?
Chad, I pray to.
Is that all right,
Would
Chad?
would that offend any paranormal entities?
You running through a house with a boner?
Yeah.
You'd have to ask them, man. I don't know.
I think we should try
It's
it.
good to test. I mean, we'll run some tests. You know?
Yeah. This
is gonna be
You know what I'd
good.
love to do
We got to
with
get
you
the infrared
guys?
camera on him.
I would love to do with you
Slaps
guys,
it against the wall.
with all you guys, I would love to do more of the experiment type stuff.
Yeah.
Really crazy shit that we were doing on
I'm
to send
down.
you guys in alone, and because everybody acts tough.
Right.
Until you get them there alone, and you go, okay, you alone. I've done this with friends. I had a friend of mine, well, actually 3 of them, talk so much shit about how, dude, I could do whatever. It ain't real. And I get to Waverly Hills, 180,000 square foot of haunt. 60,000 people died in there. And I'm like, okay, all I want you to do is just go in, walk to the top floor, and come back. That's all you got to do. All 3 of them went home, man. I mean, they experienced shit left and right.
Where's that place?
Oh, the Waverly Hills Sanatorium, Louisville, Kentucky.
Maybe we go there.
We need to bring King Croc wherever the racist ghosts are. That'll stir them
Probably
up.
Louisville.
Hey,
Probably
they
Louisville.
exist. I have stories about that. Man. I have stories about
We gotta
that.
get
They
Nico
exist.
hammered and send him in, dude.
Can we send Nico and Hammered into Louisville's the 60,000?
Hammered, they probably won't let you do that. Most places make you sign contracts saying that you won't.
Well, we'll say we
we'll
won't,
sneak
then we'll
it,
do
yeah.
it anyway. You know?
I don't know what you guys are talking about. I'm professional.
Chad Kalick, you're the man, dude. That's how you pronounce your last name,
Yes,
right?
sir. Yes,
That was
sir.
a great episode.
That was amazing, dude. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to watching 74 minutes and hopefully and we're definitely going to do
Let's
an
do it.
episode. Let's
Yeah,
do
we're
a
doing it.
Halloween
I'm sold.
haunt episode.
We'll get together and
Halloween.
figure out where we're going. And
We're doing a
let's
big
do it.
one, dude. We're doing a fucking big one.
I would love it, man. I would love it.
Fuck yeah.
Been the
Hey,
Leo
and
Danny
guys, keep doing what you're doing, man. I'm
Appreciate that.
serious, man. I genuinely fucking dig it, and it's gone from here to here. So
Thank you.
definitely,
Thank
man.
you.
Cool.
Appreciate
We'll
it,
put
man.
Chad's Instagram in the bio and the link to his 74 minutes film. I'm excited about it. It's awesome, man. Thank you so
Cool.
much.